You're about to watch another exciting episode of the Dungeon Run, but did you know that you can actually be part of the adventure? Tune in live on Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and you can make your voice heard and help determine the fate of our adventurers. Hope to see you there.
Greetings and welcome to The Dungeon Run, a live tabletop role-playing game where your interactions help tell the tale. I am Lord Ereban, the Keeper of Secrets, and I have brought these adventurers together and set them on an epic quest to decide the fate of the world. When they found my amulet, it gave them the key to unlock the mysteries of Ein and allowed them to communicate with you, the Watchers of the Time Stream. Now you have the power to help or hinder them as you see fit. If this is your first episode, fear not. Our Dungeon Master will catch you up on everything you need to know to jump right in. And you can always watch past episodes by visiting our YouTube or listen to the audio version by searching for The Dungeon Run wherever you get fine podcasts. The Dungeon Run is made possible through the generous support of our patrons. Bonus shows, special content, and more is available when you become a supporter at patreon.com/thedungeonrun. And join the incredible Dungeon Run community by visiting the official, unofficial, Discord at thedungeon.run/Discord. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does make a difference. But now, sit back, relax, enter the world of Ein, and let the dice roll!
Welcome, Watchers of the Time Stream patrons, to episode 95 of the Dungeon Run. How did that happen? Fear not, if this is your first time watching, we're going to give you everything you need to know to jump right into our story here. I want to say right at the top, welcome to Jim Whitted, watching from the UK for the first time. Jim said in the Discord that he was going to set an alarm, and he caught up for the first time, and he was going to try to catch the beginning of the show, even though the time zone is not friendly for that.
No.
Welcome. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you and everybody who has tuned in. We are made possible entirely through Patreon. You can support the show at patreon.com/thedungeonrun, where there are all kinds of really cool perks you can get for supporting the show. We're still trying to push forward and get to 500 patrons. I know we can do it. I know we can do it.
What are we at now?
Like right under 450, I think.
I believe, yeah.
Yeah. So
Which, I mean, and just to kind of fill you in, we have some fancy new audio equipment on the show today. If you notice some of us sounding a little buttery smooth.
I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
Oh.
Ron's going to be screaming all episode,
Ron
and it won't cut
Ogden
out.
or Don Pardo?
Ooh.
Both. It's Ron Pardo.
But this is thanks to our amazing patrons. We were able to hook up some amazing new audio equipment for the show.
Yeah,
and, it's all because of you all.
We're doing it. We're doing it. We're moving forward and making the show better little by little, and it is all because of you who are supporting us. Thank you. You can also, if you are here live, you can also support the show with our live digital items that can be purchased. We have a Force War that goes on every episode between Team Force of Good and Team Force of Evil. There are balloons, which work like applause. We really appreciate those. Gold balloons for Team Force of Good, purple balloons for Team Force of Evil, and our big, amazing neutron bomb drops of the potatoes, the golden potatoes and the evil purple yams. Those also affect the tug of war between the two teams, and the results of the tug of war at the end of every episode. The winning team gets a card placed on the team in effect for the entire following episode. Last week we had a Team Force of Good that won, so there will be a Force of Good card in effect. I will get to that shortly. But last week, I am proud to say all of our digital items went to charity. We had a charity episode supporting Color of Change, a charity we all really support and believe in. And Morgan, we have some pretty cool news. We raised over $1,700, right?
$1,700 that was given the next day. Already donated to Color of Change, and that is in support of a day off Twitch and basically the fight for equality and against some of the really awful racist hate raids that have been going on Twitch. And basically in support of that, we obviously want this to be a safe space for all creators. And again, thank you so much. Our community just continues to blow all of us away.
It's incredible.
Yes. So
and we end every show with humankind be both, and we want to really make that not just a mantra that we say at the end of the show, but also a call to action. So that's what we're trying to do.
It's a way of life. Yes.
Yeah. Kindness. Let's promote it. Also, Ron,
I would like to stab the kindness. Are we in the game yet?
Okay, 5 of the 6 of us would like to make that a call to action.
Sorry, wasn't paying attention.
Ron, do you have a merch update for us?
The merch store is still a merch store. It's still there, and there's still things for you to get on the merch store.
I feel like we should have rehearsed the enthusiasm.
You were showing off the new item that you
Yes. Oh,
the hoodie. The hoodie's pretty sweet.
Yeah,
model. I can go get mine if you want, Ron.
Yes,
please grab your
BRB. Model.
Yes.
Ron said it literally was. There's no softer thing he's ever touched as a human being.
That is what I said. That is accurate to the words that came out of my mouth when I sent pictures of the hoodie. We have a variety of items out there, including pullover hoodies that are as soft as can be. I was so shocked at how soft they are that literally, not even kidding, Heather and I have been fighting over who gets to wear it.
Wow.
Very cool. So you can check that out at our merch store.
Obviously, she won because you're not wearing it right now.
No, I'm not wearing it. Yeah, she wins.
Making sure.
Of course.
Oh, look at Katie.
Oh,
wow.
We would tell the people how soft it is.
Is it super soft?
I'm muted. It's so soft. Actually, it's way too hot to wear a sweatshirt today, but I wore it for over an hour just because it's so soft.
I'm going to buy a James Quillis hoodie and then just put the hoodie up at all times to hide my demon face. So,
this is how you wear it, like James.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna buy a hoodie of one of you, just so you know who's my favorite.
Oh,
God. That'll be the big reveal next week.
Jeff is the withholding parent that we've always wanted.
All kinds of wonderful items for sale there. Please check it out. Ron has done an incredible job getting that merch store up and going. It's incredible. I think it's one of the coolest merch stores. I mean, I've done a lot of shows over the years. I've never had a merch store as cool as the one we have now for this show. So thank you, Ron, and
that makes me feel so good inside.
It's true. It's true. We got cool stuff. Okay.
Did we show the mouse pads off? Because I have my mouse pad.
Oh, we did.
Okay,
Jessica was bragging about it big time on the cooldown.
No, we haven't released these yet. They're coming in about 2 weeks. We wanted to get an example first to make sure it was a high quality product.
Now,
that is a full neoprene dice mat.
You say you say mouse pad, but it is larger than Jessica Lynn Parsons.
True.
So
Jess, can you hold it next to your body for scale?
I wear it as a tube top personally.
Honestly, it looks amazing.
I'm a big fan of the full desk size mouse pad. I like having my keyboard on the mouse pad as well. And you can have the entire map of Ein as your mouse pad in just a few short days.
I'm excited to have
really
it
well
in front
as
of
a
me.
dice mat.
Yeah, look at that dice mat.
I'm excited to have it
magic
because every
cards.
time Jeff says where we're going, I'm like, because my
there.
my
there you
geography isn't.
And
like
for
just
those who
look
are
at this.
guessing at home, it is full map of Ein.
Wow.
It is the full map of Ein.
Check it out.
Hey.
Yeah, the puzzles. We have 2 puzzles because we the dimensions didn't work to have the full map on the puzzle, so we had to break the puzzle in half. But the mouse pad, with its gargantuan size, works.
Yep.
I got this cool iPhone case.
Yeah, you did.
So
With me
awesome.
on it. Anyway, lots of cool stuff. Okay, Jess, tell the folks about the cool Twitch things. I don't know how that works. I'm gonna have a sip of wine.
We've upgraded the sound of the show.
There's still the
Not the
same
content.
people. I guess we assumed
Still
the
the same
mics
nerds.
would
Whoa.
change.
This is great timing. We have just achieved a level what hype train? Level 5? Is this what I'm
5,
seeing?
yeah.
My gosh.
Maximum hype train has been achieved. Thank you so much, everybody. And that was pushed over the edge
Maximum
with
hype train.
Icon Z1 gave out 20 community gift subs. I saw Red Robin, Witch Space, Anonymous Gifter, Tuo Mask. So many folks giving out. Melodies of Old gave out some gift subs. Thank you so much for sharing with our community and gifting back to everybody who shows up for the stream. This is amazing. And we also had a lot of cheers, a couple of huge cheers from Fallstar. Everybody who's, I see
A jar full of bees.
Jar full of bees.
Wow.
And I
Jar full of
see
bees with a balloon as well. Thank you for that.
I see lots of folks who have subscribed to our channel for 5 or 6 months, which is, I think, the entire time we've been
That's correct.
alive on Twitch. So thank you so much for your support. We see you.
Yes,
you and
thank
we
you
love
so
you.
much. All right, so we have one last thing to do before we jump into the show, and that is to reveal the active Force of Good card that was unlocked last week from the Tug of
Wait,
War.
was it a good or an evil last week?
Good.
Oh,
Was it
It's
good?
It's
it
good.
was a good. Okay.
Was it good? This was submitted by Cetar. Thank you, Cetar, for submitting. You can submit ideas. You don't even have to be a patron to submit ideas for Force cards on our website. I should have the link that I could say, but I think it's kind of long and convoluted, right? We have an easy link for that.
We'll
We got to
put it
get
in-
on that.
Put it in chat.
Here is the card. It is called Kiss the Joint, which it took me a second, but I think it's a play on Case the Joint. which you guys have
It was
said.
us. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. That one's on us.
Kiss the Joint. Once per setting visited this episode, the heroes may all blow a kiss to the gods of the time stream to receive a piece of information about a specified room, building, or enemy near where they are. This can be anything from special abilities or resistances, current HP, presence of treasure or traps, or number of enemies instead.
Wow, that's super cool.
That's
Pretty awesome.
awesome.
So once per location, basically.
Once per location. Yeah.
That's so
And you
cool.
guys all
And
have
does
to
it have to be
kiss at the same time.
a thing in that location or
Exactly. So let's
Okay,
say you go to the Fortress of the Former Forges, and you go, how many enemies are in here? Then you've used up that location. Or if you go, whatever. It's
Yeah, okay,
we
I get
can
it.
talk it through, but it's basically a once per
so
location.
we can't be like, where's Behemoth's dad? Like it has to be.
Right now.
Not exactly.
Okay.
I mean, what if I immerse myself in sand?
You are more than welcome to say, is Fahima's dad in this location?
Okay, this was a terrible strategy
The
and
waste
use of
of the
this
force of
card.
good.
Yeah.
All right, Fima's gonna break off and start learning all of the runes for all of the teleportation circles, so she can get to everywhere and Ian in this episode.
All right. Good plan. All right. We have.
This is an awesome card. I really like this.
Yeah.
Indeed.
it's a really
Well
cool
done.
card. Thank you, Cetar. We have talked you to death in our preamble. So there's only one thing left to do, and that is light the torch. It started as a simple dungeon run. In a simpler time, before the pursuit of the truth made everything so complex. These 5 adventurers, each from a different part of Ain, were forged into a team the day they found the Secret Keeper's amulet. It brought them into contact with the Natural Order, a group of wizards searching for the lost wardens, the 100-foot-tall elemental beings who had kept the peace for generations. The mighty wardens had been captured, held in dangerous locations across the realms. A wizard of the Natural Order named Torvald the Timid informed the team that their discovery of the Secret Keeper's amulet made them the most important people in the world. With it, they could unlock the warden's hidden memories, visions of Ain's forgotten history, and clues about the grave threat that the wardens were created to fight. In their quest to learn more, the heroes of Bingle journeyed to Terlis, James's hometown, where the only surviving document from the fabled Ariat Age was held under lock and key. James's old mentor, a member of the Natural Order named Hermil Fesh, led them to the book, only to see a mysterious figure from Civ's past steal it right out from under them. To make matters worse, Terlis was in a state of lockdown. An arcane murder had prompted the chief regent of Terlis, Persta Samuels, to institute a moratorium on magic in the city, strictly prohibiting any spellcasting outside the walls of Nightstone Abbey, the school where Fesh taught spellcraft. Other faculty members of the Abbey were tasked with enforcing the moratorium alongside the city guard. One such wizard was Aldrich Lucerne, a fastidious rules keeper who insisted the team quarantine their baby phoenix companion, Meep. They refused, and Lucerne ended up dead, slain in the exact manner Uggo had publicly threatened. Though they were innocent, the heroes of Bingle were wanted for the crime and forced to flee the city in the cover of night. When the team continued to track down and free the wardens, the Storm Warden, the Inferno Warden, the Typhoon Warden, each time the amulet granted them a glimpse into the past. With each new discovery, new questions. They learned that there were 5 wardens in total, though the world only knew of 4. And they began to piece together the roster of shadowy operatives who had managed to take the wardens captive. Fardinald Urtenfurt, a mad scientist. Jan Mo, an amphibious warrior. Vic, the sly con artist who had stolen the book in Terlis. And their leader, the powerful spellcaster known as the Ashen Mage. Their adventure also took the team back in time, 22 years, where they witnessed the rediscovery of a magical sword hilt that looked strangely reminiscent of the Secret Keeper's amulet. When they finally came face to face with the Ashen Mage atop the volcano known as Sky Scorcher Peak, she attempted to recruit Fahima Tig into her cabal. But that offer angered Vic, who smashed an ornate urn held by the Ashen Mage, unleashing a torrent of hideous creatures into the realms. In the ensuing weeks, these demons have ravaged the lands, attacking towns and cities alike. The heroes found a connection to the demons and to Urtenfurt the inventor, with the orcs of Ukdun and Thorn. They traveled to Thorn, where Uggo's brother ruled, and defeated a vile aboleth that had corrupted the citizens with an unquenchable rage. Uggo overthrew his brother and became the new war chief of Thorn, but faced an impossible dilemma in the city. To give his people back their resolve, he sacrificed his connection to his ancestors, transferring their energy into symbols of life, death, and a connection to the past. But the result was that Uggo was weakened. Every ounce of experience and skill he had gained as a barbarian was lost, and he was reduced to a low-level paladin of the Candle Queen. When the team returned to Terlis to consult once again with Hermil Fesh and Torvald the Timid, they quickly learned just how impactful Uggo's sacrifice would be to their quest. A horde of angry demons breached the northern wall of the city, and in repelling the attack, Uggo was knocked unconscious, and the team nearly defeated. Though they were in direct violation of the moratorium during their battle with the demons, Lily's seeming spell had disguised them as a merry band of young musicians, and they were able to talk their way out of further prosecution from the guards. Remembering that their time-traveling adventure had placed the mysterious sword hilt in a bank vault in Terlis, they disguised themselves once again and negotiated their way inside. Though the magical item was held deep within a diabolical trap, the team confidently guessed the password to the safe on their first try and gained access to the vault. What they found inside was a small stack of unusual gold coins stamped with a dragon's profile and a chest with the hilt still inside. Returning to Fesh's office in Nightstone Abbey, Fahima cast Identify to glean the item's magical properties, and what she learned was astonishing. They held in their hands the Godslayer Blade, a weapon so powerful it could only be charged by you, the Watchers of the Time Stream. In your wisdom, your judgment, and your interaction, you alone have the ability to decide when and where such force should be used. As we ended last week, the team reckoned with the immensity of what they had found, as well as their precarious position inside the city. Having seen the exiled citizens of the shantytown to the north slaughtered by demons, Civ's fury toward the ruling class in Terlis threatened to overtake him, and James's slow transformation into something demon-like at the hands of his dark patron compelled Fesh to reveal the similar story of Frisha Pole, a cautionary tale that did not bode well for the Warlock's future. Still wanted fugitives in Terlis, the team also inquired about Jorel, the merchant who was arrested for doing business with them. Fesh revealed that Nightstone wizards were responsible for detecting magic within the prison, as Persta Samuels was still clinging to the perceived security of the moratorium. We pick up this week as the heroes of Bingle continue to recognize that nothing is simple anymore.
Oh, so
yeah.
true. It's so true. It
Last
started
line.
as a simple dungeon run. Started was the crucial word we did not realize.
Didn't stay that way.
Yeah,
We
it
got some,
became messy.
Some more balloons as I was talking. Jar full of bees, Sitar, and Squid Bob Tentacle Pants. Thank you all for your applause. We appreciate that. That puts Team Force of Good at 67% in the early part of this episode, and Team Force of Evil at 33%.
Whoop, whoop.
All right.
Nice.
So as we rejoin our game, we are still in the office of Hermel Fesh with Torvald the Timid and a now open chest and the hilt of the Godslayer Blade in Fahima's hand.
Right.
What are you going to do next?
Oh, it's been a long day.
Of course.
Do you have a place where we could sleep tonight? Oh.
I would recommend staying within the Abbey walls.
Yes.
I'm sure we could find some accommodations. They may not be as comfortable as a hotel or a inn, but I'm sure you'll be able to get some shut-eye and remain relatively undisturbed and anonymous.
Great. Yeah. I mean, I think I would like to reach out to Pastor Samuels using a dream spell this evening, but I know we all wanted to talk about that first. I have no interest in threatening her or anything, or making it a nightmare or anything of the like. I mean, we say that we think that she is normally been a reasonable person, normally been a fine leader. I guess
Well?
I'd like to approach her honestly, trying to anyway.
I think it's a nice idea. I guess my hesitation is it could feel a bit of an invasion in the dream, and I'm not sure it leaves the best first impression for us to then see her afterwards.
I could see that.
Or playing around within her head before we're going and speaking to her. I know for me that would feel a bit jarring.
Untrustworthy.
Yes.
Okay. I think that regardless, we should probably reach out first. I mean, the five of us being wanted criminals in the city, whether it's a sending spell or a dream spell first, saying, I don't know, scheduling a rendezvous or something. I guess to me, a dream spell felt less risky than walking up to her front door, so to speak.
Can you make yourself look like someone other than you in the dream?
Yes, I can.
Then I think you should be Mr. Lucerne.
Why?
I think she would be more willing to share things, perhaps accidentally, with Lucerne. And we know that they know each other. And I often have dreams of people that are dead.
Yes.
Bad
I
idea.
don't know that lying continuously is the best option here.
Yeah, that would be a
You want to
different...
go in? We can break in. I have no problem with this.
I was not saying we should break in, but
I'm gonna
I-
look over at Fesh. Do the guards wear this? What I'm currently wearing.
Many of them, yes.
Inside of the prison?
Yes.
Good.
As far as I know, I
Is
could
that
have been
where
imprisoned.
Percy Samuels is?
I would
No, that
assume
is
she
where
would
Jordan
be.
is.
She would not be in the prison itself, but she does maintain a residence with many of the city watch at a large structure.
would it? I'm sorry, Torvald.
No, I'm Hermofesh.
Everybody's talking. My brain goes.
It's been a long day.
Yes, of course. What is your plan as far as?
Listen,
Do you just simply want to importune her to drop the moratorium? Because rest assured, I have done my best to do that.
I think ideally it would be sort of a step-by-step process. I mean, for instance, Jorel. I don't think that if we have to break Jorel out of prison, we will. But I think it's possibly... We know we did not kill Lucerne. So if there's a possibility to clear our names in that way, then Jorel could be released and everything becomes much simpler.
We can also introduce ourselves as demon hunters as part of this sort of solution to the problem and suggest that we need the
How
moratorium.
do
to
we
be
prove
lifted.
that we didn't kill Lucerne? We have no proof.
We
We
don't,
don't know. We don't know.
Don't
who
they
actually
have to
did
prove
it.
that we did?
Right.
No. No. You never have to prove once accusation is claimed.
I think the way you're saying it, Elgo, is actually how the law is, but that's not what people do.
I
See,
think
This
that-
is why I said we should tell truth.
We could dig up his body and have James.
There's a couple
Okay.
options, actually, that we could find out the true murderer of Aldrich Lucerne, yes. One of them is casting a Speak with the Dead spell on Lucerne himself, as gruesome as that sounds. The other is... I could importune and ask Shothragot. Could ask some questions, cast that spell that I've cast before, which is not without its risks, but I have a few questions I could ask them, actually.
I don't want to sound insensitive. Yes, word. Is Jorel really the point right now?
Jorel is a symptom of a larger problem.
Agreed. I don't think busting Jorel out of that solves that problem.
I agree.
What solves that problem is, oh, I don't know, killing all the demons and making sure they don't come back no more.
Yes.
It's possible also Shothragot might know what the demons are after here in Terlis.
Herma, you say she is elected. Yes?
Yes, that is correct.
When is elections?
Well, that is the problem. They are rare. It is in a position that lasts quite a long time. But I also do not know that the citizens have been dissatisfied. Samuels has provided a quite safe style of living in Terlis for a long time. Many are in support of the moratorium and find magic fearsome.
So it almost sounds like we have to sort of change the public's view on the moratorium, in a
The
sense.
problem is, to do that, it's very clear that you have to let demons into the city further.
Well, not only that, but it'll require time and connections and community, and we just don't have that kind of time right now.
Yes.
You said you have talked to her, though, and felt out lifting the moratorium?
Pastor Samuels, he has
to my knowledge, one goal, and that is to keep the citizens of Terlis safe.
Right.
She believes the best way forward is to outlaw magic within the city walls.
What happens when magic starts breaking down your city walls?
I do not know.
Well, we better figure it out, because it's happening.
Indeed.
Is she reasonable?
In my experience, she is quite reasonable, but she does seem to cling to this notion that magic is the problem.
If she was to see 5 people that were wanted within the city, what would our chance be of having a chat with her before she immediately locks us up?
I suppose she would hear you out, but my understanding is that there were a number of eyewitnesses that heard you specifically call out the manner of death. I believe that you are innocent, but this circumstantial evidence is persuasive.
Pardon the unfortunate question. Where is Aldrich Lucerne buried? Is it on the Nightstone grounds?
Yes.
Well,
let's go find out who killed him. There's a big piece of puzzle, and it seems like it would be easy for us to find out.
Yes.
Can you keep reanimating the same person, James?
No. Once I do it, it's. I think I can't do it again for like a week or something.
Well,
yeah, it's like 7 or 10 days or something.
I guess the question then is, if we're going to go dig up someone and make them talk, do we want to do this in front of Persa and show her that we weren't the one who killed them, or do we want to do it on our own and try to use that information to our benefit?
That will be a problem.
Which one?
If she is there and we talk to Lucerne. If it is Braca who killed Lucerne.
Yes.
Braca looks like Uggo.
It's true.
Why would it... Sorry, I think you took a logic jump there. Why do we think Braca is even a possibility?
Well, was dealing with Grologo and Ertenfurt.
Nowhere near Terlis. Hundreds of miles away.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that was on the other side of the mountains, my friend.
Why don't we just go dig him up? I don't understand why we are spending so much time on this.
No, I agree. I think it's I think if we could solve the crime, basically, and prove to Samuels that we've solved the crime.
It would be nice to know who framed us.
Yes, that too.
Fesh, could you, before we leave Terlis, or at least maybe even tonight before I go to bed, could you recommend to me which teleportation circle would be best for me to learn the sigils of for us to return?
Of course, there is a teleportation circle just outside the walls of Nightstone Abbey. It is unfortunately quite a public place, but nevertheless a well-established teleportation circle. The runes, I'm sure you would be able to pick up in no time.
Oh yes, it should only take me a minute or two. I also had another question that's unrelated to the dead body, if I might. Are there any books in Nightstone Abbey about Aarakocra?
There are a few. Rudimentary. These are not a people that we have had much interaction with. But you are welcome to venture into the library and search.
Okay. I should
have access. If you like, I can do some research in your stead. But of course, it will take some time.
That would be lovely. Thank you. Anything about the Western Territories would be perfect.
Do we think we're safe to walk around Nightstone as we are?
I'm fine. And I just flipped the visor down on my guard outfit.
Right.
Two can play at that game.
So it just looks like you and Lily should wear robes with hoods.
So. Okay.
Okay.
I can provide.
I have a disguise kit. Lily will take out a mustache and put it on.
Perfect.
Fine mustache.
I guess let's talk to Lucerne, as unfortunate as that sounds.
I think doing it under the cover of night is not a bad idea. It is getting quite late, but perhaps that is best for this particular action.
Are there any secret passages?
Numerous, and none that lead directly to the grave sites that I know of, but some that'll get you outside quite easily.
Yeah, that's what I was more worried about. So we don't have to keep getting what's-her-face come, hey, I know you, even though you're a complete stranger to me.
You mean, Nance?
Yes.
Yes,
Nance.
she has been quite useful.
And I look over, and Uggo looks at James. Yes, Nance.
If you don't mind, I will stay here. Not anxious to go to a grave in the middle of the night.
Is that timid?
That's fair. I don't think any of us are either.
No.
But we must do what we must do. And we should do it soon if we're going to do it, because we all do need a good night's rest.
It is night now, is it not? Or is it pretty near?
Yeah, it's evening.
Okay. Let's
I have one last question.
Awesome.
What is the likelihood that there are spies for Lucerne in here?
For whom?
Not Lucerne. I don't know all your human human names.
Spies with the Nightstone. This is something I have contemplated myself. I simply do not know. I would not trust any of those outside these walls, but within these walls, I am...
Everyone has a price.
can proceed with caution.
That is never unwise.
Okay. All right.
I'd like to ask a question.
Everybody has to kiss if you want to activate it.
Oh, everybody has to?
Yeah.
I'm going to withhold my kiss, but I want to know what your question is.
Oh, so how does it work? Okay, so everybody has to blow a kiss, but I can ask. Oh, okay. I thought it was just everybody got this per location, so I won't waste it on this.
No. Well, it's one per location. This is a location. I'm just curious what your question is.
Nightstone Abbey. Okay, so I would like to know. Conroy was renowned in the scientific community for his discoveries. I don't remember if I asked way back when. Does he have any books in Nightstone Abbey? Seems like the place they would be.
Does Conroy have any books in Nightstone Abbey? The answer to that, I think, is yes. It would not be a book that you hadn't seen before, though. It would be a book. It would be a common book that you were raised around. It would be a book talking about magical creatures and the things that you raised. Monsters? Yeah, that kind of thing. I mean, he's published.
He's a children's book writer.
Well, he's published on a number of magical creatures that were part of your menagerie or that he encountered in his travels and that he wrote about. And certainly, Nightstone has the largest library in all of Ain. Post Ariad Age. So a copy or two of his books would be there, but I don't think it would be anything that you would be shocked to discover. It would just sort of be,
authors, they always have a bunch of extra copies of their books around the house. I mean, yeah. I'm sure you had like dozens of all of these books.
Yeah, because that is what I'm looking for. Before we leave Terlis, I just want to make sure that I'm doing my due diligence and I'm not leaving any kind of like clues of right. He's got a book about some very specific information that we just haven't looked for.
Yeah, I realized a question we could have asked with the kiss. Are there any Persa spies in Nightstone Abbey?
Can we ask outside of Nightstone Abbey? Are there any?
Not if you want to know what's going on inside Nightstone Abbey.
Yeah.
All right. It's all right.
It just occurred to me just now.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Okay.
All right. So you guys are heading. James, I think you would be able to lead the team to where the sort of school cemetery is.
Okay.
It is.
That is a very morbid statement.
I know.
I think
school cemetery.
No. I think it's more of an honorific, right? It's more of a solemn place that is you know, if you've proved your worth at the school, if you are held in high regard, and you've spent your entire life there studying, contributing, teaching students, it is very honorable. It's like you know how most churches would have a gravesite, a cemetery attached to them. I think that I think maybe you know, from our mind, a university with a grave is maybe seems strange to modern eye, but I think then it would, or in this fantasy setting, it would be a very commonplace to, you know, honor people by burying them within the grounds of the school.
I'm glad we buried all those people inside.
Yes, well,
instead of in a graveyard.
Well, you know, the grounds of
Different
Nightstone
place.
are quite lovely. No, yes, yeah, this is, I mean, you know, there's all kinds of different types of grounds around Nightstones. This is one of the nicer parts, though slightly morbid, obviously.
Can we go, please?
Yes, yeah. No, I'm leading us down that direction.
Yeah. All right. So it is quite dark, but when you get outside, the moon is peeking through clouds. It is an eerily lit scene as you arrive at this cemetery. It is not huge, but it is. You know, there are a number of plots there, a number of grave sites. If you want to do, somebody wants to do an investigation check, we can find.
Yeah.
I don't know why the moon makes
I'll do one too.
All right, so
We're all investigating.
Yes.
Searching the gravestones. Looking for a newer one. Watch your language.
Oh, sorry.
All right, so Civ, you have advantage from JT Justice 1. Fahima, you have advantage from Falstar. James, you have advantage from Kitty Scritches. Uggo, you have advantage from Fail Waffles Guardian Angel, countered by Free Jorl.
Whoa.
Working on it.
Yeah.
Got a
Lily,
dirty
you have
20.
advantage from Liam Draws.
Thank you, Liam Draws.
28.
23.
Dang.
It's Fahima's thing.
Investigation?
Yeah.
All right.
Anybody
I
have
got a
28?
1. Not a natural 1. I rolled a 2.
I didn't beat
I
that.
go staring up at the moon.
No, down here I go.
It's
I got an
beautiful.
18.
All right, so Fahima, you are the one that comes across the gravestone. It lists Aldrich Lucerne and dates of his life. It says honored student, teacher, and faculty member.
Right.
I take out Groligo's axe and start chopping at the dirt so that I can break it up.
All right.
I'll do the same with a shovel.
I'll here, Fahima, I'll do it if you don't mind.
You know, that's a pretty good axe. I don't know if you should use it as a shovel.
You want to have me use something else? Give me something else.
I did have a shovel.
You just have a shovel on you.
After Uggo's had a shovel this whole time. He's just been letting Civ use the axe handle.
James is not very strong, and he probably gets impatient, and he casts telekinesis and just starts moving 1,000 pounds of dirt at a
Well, we
time.
have
Oh,
the,
Uggo
we have
has
the
the
belt,
belt.
too.
Yeah.
I do have this miner's pick.
Never mind.
I'll go the belt.
Yeah.
I still think
and,
breaking it up is going to speed up the process.
Jeff,
so-
I imagine moving the dirt away from what is, I assume it is a coffin, just so that the top of the coffin is accessible.
Okay. So you see this pit emerge through a combination of different magics, telekinesis, the belt that I believe is in Uggo's possession at the moment, right?
It is.
Morphs the dirt, moves it, displaces it, and eventually you see several feet down, you see actually a fairly nice looking, new looking coffin.
It's only been, a couple months?
Yeah.
Okay.
I jump down inside, pull out a dagger, and pop it open
All right.
without hesitating.
You pop it open, you hear the seal break and some air emerge, and as
I'll
you
put
lift
my scarf over my face.
As you lift it, you peer inside and you see a corpse beginning the process of decomposition, although it's been cared for, preserved, embalmed. And it's unmistakable. This person that you encountered a couple of times in in the market, and he looks rather peaceful, eyes closed, laying there.
Is his arm ripped off?
Yeah, oh yes. Both.
Does it look like he was beat to death? Does he have like?
Well, this is a corpse that has been honorably repaired. You know, and buried. This is, you know, there's.
I just meant like, is his, you know, face caved in, or does he have like a lot of broken bones besides the ripped off arm?
I think it is clear to you that none of the manner in which he was murdered has been exaggerated.
Got it.
Okay.
Excuse me, Sif. We don't need to hoist him up out into the, you know.
I wasn't going to move him. I was just giving you easy access.
James?
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You can't give him a hand?
What? No, it's fine.
Oh, go.
What?
Awful.
What?
James.
I'm gonna jump up out of the hole, and as I do, I'm gonna slip Ugo a sly smile and give him a little like high five, and pretend like I didn't even know what he just said.
All right.
James, do you think that you might ask him his permission if we may or may not need to use his body for scientific research? If you would be okay with that, consent to that.
What are you? Why?
Oh, I'm thinking, you know, if I was thinking about experimenting with a spell.
No, Fahima, I'm not going to do that.
Please. I would like.
No.
He might say yes.
No. I'm sorry.
Why?
Because this is a person who played a very large part in my life, in the early part of my life. He did a very good job of making my life very difficult for a long time. I don't really like thinking about him for longer than we have to. This is really unsettling, actually, as I look down at his corpse.
Not to mention, I think we're already kind of pushing it with the digging him up and asking him questions, let alone, like, maybe, I'm assuming, reanimate him?
Yeah. No.
That's a fair guess. Yes.
No.
Yeah, we'll
probably
talk
not a good idea.
We'll talk about this later. But no. Sorry.
Okay.
Lily, roll me a perception check. You have advantage from kitty scritches.
We're just digging up bodies. Who's watching us?
All right. Ooh, that's good. Thank you for that advantage, because now I have a 27.
Ooh.
Lily's the only one who hasn't been participating in the conversation. She's been quiet and is the only one that notices a sound walking down the path just beyond the cemetery.
Can I look over there and see anything?
Yeah, it definitely looks like a student walking late, just sort of minding their own business, but walking this way toward places you wouldn't be able to guess.
Okay. Excuse me, everyone. I don't want you to react strongly, but someone is coming.
Fine.
I'm dressed like a city guard, right? Like city watch.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't think they know we're here, so.
If it comes, oh no, if it comes down to it though, I can cast invisibility. Invisibility.
Okay. And as you're standing there, all of you start to perceive the sound of footsteps walking down. It's late at night. Again, the moon is illuminating this entire section of this.
I'll intercept it. I'm not going to let them just walk right up on top of what we're doing. So I'll start walking that way.
And as you kind of emerge from onto the path from beyond it, and you can imagine this grave site, this cemetery is kind of off the path. Like it's like a park almost, like an open area between different buildings, and there's a path winding through it. And as you emerge onto the path, the person who's clearly dressed like a student, the same robes, beige, brownish robes, sees the guard and stops for a second, and then puts her head down and continues walking.
Is she? She. Is she going to walk past what they're doing behind me?
It does look like she's walking. If you can imagine the cemetery off to the side and the path going, doesn't look like she'll kind of wind across this path and continue. So, just merely turning her head to the right, she would see all of you standing there, waist
I'm gonna
deep.
stop her then. I'm gonna stand in front of her.
Oh,
There's a criminal investigation here. You'll have to turn around and go back the other way.
Oh.
Sorry.
All right. Has there been?
Mind your business.
Am I in danger?
No, it's just an investigation.
All right. Okay. She turns
What's your
around.
name?
Oh. My name is Sarah.
Sarah. All right, Sarah. Go about your business.
Well, my business was that way.
Well, you have to go the long way then, won't you?
Sorry, okay. And she turns and walks by. She keeps looking over her shoulder back at you and clearly trying to figure out, what the issue is. But she kind of walks back the other direction and out of sight.
Stand there and watch her go like a typical jerky guard.
All right.
I'll wait for the all clear, and then as soon as I see them walking away, I said, all right, here we go. And I will cast, using Whispers of the Grave, my Eldritch Invocation, I will cast Speak with the Dead.
Okay. So all of you...
I'll just stay out there, Jeff, because I don't want anybody walking up on him while he's doing this necromancy stuff.
Yeah. So previous times when James has cast this spell, you've all noticed his eyes turn a solid black. His eyes are always a solid black now. The thing you notice now is as he sits cross-legged on the ground in front of the grave, you see him start to hunch over. And, James, you're sort of not even aware of your own mannerism. You're casting your spell, you're sort of inwardly focused, and the rest of you note that as he starts to hunch over, his shoulders kind of raise and the back of his spine is visible through the back of his clothes. It is almost a horrific vision of this body, this human body, doing something a human body should not do. But it only lasts for as long as he is in this trance-like state. But he hunches over, and James, as you complete the spell, you see a bit of movement from inside, down inside the coffin. And then, all of a sudden, the body sits up.
Hello.
Now, I should read you, not that you're unaware, but just to remind you.
Yes.
The spell does state that it is under no compulsion to offer a truthful answer if you are hostile to it or if it recognizes you as an enemy.
Right.
And you have already noted the previous relationship you've had with this particular individual.
Oof.
Now he looks like a demon, right?
He does look a lot different. That's true. In fact, why don't I just...
Oh my gosh.
What happens here? My dog.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna have to get a permanent disguise for you, Jamesy. You're gonna have to start wearing like a, I don't know, kabuki mask or something.
Oh, that'll be less creepy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he sits there. You see this strange... I mean, he looks like Aldrich Lucerne, but it does look like some physician, some artist has done work. There is thick compound on the face to give it some semblance of a fleshy color.
Aldrich, it's James Quillis.
You see a bit of a sneer come up on the lip.
I'm sorry for what happened to you, but I need you to tell me who killed you.
Thieves.
I'll check, make sure everyone else heard that. tiefling?
No.
Is there evidence of what is what is a piece of evidence that could prove how you were killed or who killed you?
Looks at his arm sockets. Oh no.
I'm sorry. 3 questions is all I get, yeah.
5.
5.
Oh, I get 5!
I'm being very nice that I let you rephrase that last one, though.
Yes, you are.
Yes, yes.
Is Perster Samuels being manipulated by anyone unnaturally?
Oh no.
Describe the thief that killed you.
Big. Underling. Too strong.
Thank you. Thank you. They'll be brought to justice.
It falls back. Thunk! This corpse landing with a solid smack in the back of the coffin.
Good questions.
Thank you.
Do you think
All right.
Civ could find?
I get back.
Thieves?
I get back into the I actually pop up from my trance and dive down into the coffin, and I start pulling at his clothing and investigating the shoulders. And like I'd like to do, I'll guide myself. I'd like to like take as close a look as I possibly can.
Okay.
Yes.
Roll an investigation check. You have guidance, but you also have advantage from Jim-witted. Are you kidding?
Thanks. Oh, not great. But I'm pretty good at. You said investigation.
Mm-hmm.
17.
17. It looks like the arms have been sewn back on. It is clear they were ripped off. I mean, you were kind of peeling back the clothing and looking underneath. It's a hideous wound that seems to have been sort of haphazardly sewn together because it's hidden underneath the clothes.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like brute force. It looks like the arm was absolutely torn off of the body.
Okay. I'll investigate like further down his arms or anything. Are there claw marks, anything like that? He said an underling. I don't know what that could mean necessarily, but
no claw marks.
Okay.
You are seeing sort of one layer removed from, multiple layers removed from a crime scene, but one layer removed from even, a dead body. This is a body that has been put to rest. There's been work done on it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of hard to get any forensic evidence per se.
Mm-hmm.
But it does look, like I said, like the description of how the body was killed is accurate. It looks like something very big and very strong ripped the arms off and beat him with it.
I said underlings.
Which again, maybe, you had a relatively high roll. I think you could also infer that if one's arms are ripped off, one cannot cast spells that require
somatic components.
So I think that would be something that you would glean as well from this investigation is, oh man, he wasn't even unable to defend himself once that happened from spellcasting.
Gruesome business. Uggo, would you mind using the belt to replace the dirt? Well,
what?
I don't know. I don't know if there's any further evidence to be gained here if we take his body with us.
Do you think Civ could infiltrate thieves?
I mean, we'd have to find them first, assuming they're still here. Possibly they were working for Vic, and we know that Vic is long gone, hasn't been to Terlis in months.
Thieves are still in Osfach.
Thieves.
True.
Thieves. I'm sure there are hundreds of thieves.
Underling.
Yes.
An underling is what he said. Possibly. Jeff, are there sewers in Terlis?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's some reconnaissance that we can do, or that Civ can do. And Civ, I'm sorry, Guardsman, could you come over here?
I'll go back in now that I know I don't have to stand watch anymore. What did
And
he
I'll
say?
cover the grave.
He said thieves. He said a large underling.
What group of thieves? Thieves have.
He said not Vic, or at least not specific. He did not. I asked if a tiefling was present, and no. So it's possible.
You didn't ask if a tiefling was present.
Oh, I asked if it was a tiefling that killed you, and he said no. So it could have been. They could have been working with them, but it's too much. Listen, whoever
it would not take me very much time for me to go and find a couple groups of thieves or criminals in the city and become their best friend. Usually their tongues will be very loose if I ply them with enough booze.
Do you think
it is a basic rumor to find out which group was responsible for this killing? Especially now that it has been a while, I'm sure they have bragged.
All right. He did say underling, so it was well. Wait, underling. Underling can mean henchman. Is that?
Yes.
Yes, I think underling. Why am I thinking of I think of chud. It's not a chud. All right.
Underling just means that they are a low-level enforcer.
So a large, brutal underling.
Yes, that narrows it down. It'd be much easier to figure out who is strong enough to rip off arms.
Yeah, maybe a hired gun. So
well, now that we know that this is not going to be an easy answer, that we will have to do some investigating, some talking to people in Terlis, can we determine now how much time we want to dedicate to this? Because it might take more time than we're expecting, and I do think that time is of the essence to get to the grave.
Give me tonight. If I cannot find out who is responsible, then we can move on.
And talk
Are we
straight to
just
person.
going to ignore the demons everywhere?
No, we're not going to ignore the demons, but I just don't want to get caught down a rabbit hole again. I want to make sure we have sort of a frame of reference of what we're doing here.
No, I understand. I understand what you're
responsible for the demons, though.
Why would we be?
Not totally, but yes, I share your concern, Uggo, about leaving the city completely unprotected. I know, and maybe there's something we can, but I don't know if there's anything we can do about the demons here. Wherever the demons sprang from, is not here. They came from the Urn of Invention. They're everywhere.
That is what I'm thinking.
Yes,
as well.
but they are coordinated now.
Possibly.
Possibly, we saw it.
I know, but
it's not possible. It happened.
It's possible that we now have the thing that they were after. That might be. I know what you mean. I do.
Speaking of which, what's the situation with the chest and the coins and the hilt? Did we leave all that in the office? Did we bring it with?
The chest and
all that?
chest and the coins is in the bag of holding, and I believe the hilt is with Lily.
Or okay.
Fahima, but
yeah.
No, I have
Lily? You have it?
No, Lily had it. She's the one that had the amulet.
She cast Identify, I think.
Oh,
Fahima
right,
was the last.
right.
Yes.
So Fahima has, after casting Identify?
Yeah. Okay. But I think also, I hear you, Fahima, the time is certainly of the essence. If, you know, it's certainly worth a try to get them to lift the moratorium of magic, to get Terlis to be better at protecting themselves.
Absolutely. I'm not saying we shouldn't. I'm just bringing up...
I know.
Thinking about the timeline here.
I certainly hear you, and I agree with Civ that taking the night for him to do what he does. Do you need help? I worry about sending you off on your own.
I don't want any of you to come with me. It is not a good idea.
There's something else you should maybe be on the lookout for.
What?
The two children that were with me the night that I killed Thad Yelmings.
Why?
If the moratorium of magic was started because Thad Yelmings was killed by magic, and perhaps those children's testimony could help sway Persta Samuels that this was not. I don't know. I'm trying to bring the truth to light, and I hope that will help our situation.
Well,
You are putting a lot of trust in Persta. I think that is risky.
I'm not going to ask them to endanger themselves, but if you see them,
doesn't that just further incriminate you, Jane?
I don't know what they look like.
I know. Jeff, I'll do my best to describe them to him. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
And it was dark that night, but you do a fairly good job of describing these two young kids, scruffy hair.
Are they urchins? Do they live on the streets?
That was what it seemed like.
Do you wish for me to find them? Because that would be very easy. I can only do one or the other. I cannot do both in one night.
Excuse me. I think we need to figure out what we're trying to go for here. It feels like we're employing a lot of different theories and a lot of different options that don't necessarily all lead to the same thing. So maybe we just all should get on the same page.
I thought we were trying to get rid of the moratorium. That is what we said we were going to do. And then Jorl was going to get freed if we got rid of the moratorium.
If we clear our names, Jorl is in prison because we are wanted for murder, and he is a conspirator of ours, so to speak.
Yes.
So yes. So finding who killed Lucerne should probably still be the #1 priority.
Fine. I will be back in the morning, and I turn and start walking away.
Oh, okay.
I'll cast sending. I've still got your name in the book.
Don't drink too much.
I'll check in.
While I'm walking, I'm stripping off the guard outfit and just going back to my regular dirty self.
Okay.
Well, then I suppose we should all go get a good night's sleep.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
He just left. When does he start to look like Civ again?
He already does.
It's a problem, right?
I mean, he's the best at hiding and making his way through the city undetected.
I'd give him more credibility if he's a wanted criminal as well.
And it was also that he...
Fair.
It was either that or that he still looked like a pirate, but no, we ended that seeming a bit ago.
I would like to stop by the teleportation circle on the way back, if I might, for a minute.
Yeah. No, that we'll definitely make use of that, I'm sure. So yes, you learning that would be very helpful.
All right, so the four of you, you leave the grounds of the university in order to visit the circle, which is outside, just outside, in fact, the Nightstone Abbey grounds.
The circle is?
The circle is, yes. It is just outside the grounds. It is sort of actually in a kind of a prominent spot in the middle of this square, like a town square, facing the university, facing the Abbey, and out in the middle of what is a very sort of honored part of Terlis. I mean, this circle seems to have been, I think James would probably even know that the circle was established as a spot in the city where you could welcome people, that teleported in accompanied by mages and the service of mages or because of mages. It's kind of a prominent spot in the city from when you were a kid.
Okay.
And
Maybe.
so that it's problematic in the sense that it is a very public spot.
Yeah.
But it was used for very public transportation to and from, which is why the Natural Order established their own in the basement of of a building in Nightstone Abbey.
Lily, do you have a wig I could borrow? I'm just going to. I only need a minute.
Here's a cloak. Just put that.
It's perfect. And Meep, stay with Lily, please.
And maybe we all should not go.
No, yes, I think that's best if you just sort of watch out for me.
Yes.
Yes, it looks like I can commit to the sigil sequence to memory after studying it for 1 minute.
All right.
Careful.
We'll be
Eva,
here.
just quick question. If I were to dig straight down, could I breathe?
Yes.
Okay.
We can do it later if you want.
Oh yeah, I'm just preparing myself.
Don't tease me with that experimentation, Ugo. You know I'd love to.
I
No, I
presume
know.
it will be right here.
Okay.
So if you have any issues, we'll be watching you.
So,
All right, so
we'll make our way over.
you're gonna attempt to stealth your way over? Or try to
Yeah.
remain hidden? Okay.
I'll,
roll me a
I'll guide.
stealth
I'll
check.
guide you on that before you leave.
Thank
Right.
you.
You have advantage from Gateway Guy as well.
Do you give me a fatherly hug?
A fatherly demon hug. Please be careful.
Guidance.
Thank you for the advantage.
As Fahima walks away, Echo says to James, "I really wanted to take her up on him."
Later.
I know. I was starting
Priorities.
better. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
18.
All right.
The guidance,
So
thank you.
You make your way outside the walls. You are in the robes of a student, and the guards allow you exit. And as you sort of walk quietly over to the circle, it's pretty late, and the streets are relatively clear, and you begin to study it. And in about a minute or so, you grok all of the different formations of the runes, and you commit them to memory, and you add another location to your Rolodex.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
We now have one legitimate teleportation circle to go to.
Yes.
One useful, I should say. I guess
Amazing.
Lodestar could be useful sometimes. Okay.
The Lodestar could be. Yeah, it's close. It's close to a lot of things.
At the bottom of the ocean and the Big Bad's lair. Very, very particular usage for those.
Well, I mean, obviously, it's not lost on you that this also is one that pops you out in the middle of a city that doesn't allow magic. So.
Ah, yes, that's
Wait, but
true.
they do have one in the basement of Nightstone. Is that what you said?
No, this is the spot that the
okay.
Natural Order have been using to
Got it.
make their connection. So they have a sort of a different system that
I
connects
see,
the
I
Wizards of the
see.
Natural Order, where you
I
have
gotcha.
appeared each time that Torvald has teleported you.
So how does that work with teleportation circle? I am curious about that. With the one that
It's
popped
not a
us out in the broom
teleportation
closet.
circle. This is sort of a
Natural Order special
Natural
thing.
Order
Okay.
point-to-point transportation system.
Mass transit system.
Yeah. Correct.
Do you feel different, James?
Jeff, I mean, I don't know. I mean, am I noticing, besides the obvious physical things and being able, my skin becoming more translucent, how do I
Right.
feel?
I think each time you have access to your magic, your warlock spells, there's been a bit of a charge of let's describe it more as a draw or a pull in a certain direction.
I feel a little different. Listen, I have a hard time prioritizing myself in front of literally world-saving important things. And
yes.
Moreover, I don't know what to do about this.
I could pray for you to the Candle Queen. I mean, I do that anyway, but
That would
specifically about this,
I wouldn't say no to that.
I feel different.
Do you?
Yes.
I know you've been through quite a lot recently. I mean, we were in Thorn this morning.
already feeling different. Anger is there, but can control it better.
Good.
I take time to think now. I was not able to do that before.
We never got the chance to, I'm sorry you had to do that with Braca. I know you didn't want to.
Ugo looks around. There's a lot of things that I don't want to do.
We're doing our best.
Oh, I believe that.
No, yeah. Listen, though, I haven't forgotten that I've got Bogash's name in my book. I've got, we can cast Ascending to Dondo and let him know of the goings-on in Thorn. We can start to make sure that Thorn is protected and that they can also possibly find a way out of the rather dangerous situation they find themselves in.
Yes, I think we should start being more forthcoming with what we know, so that war can be avoided.
When we get back, I can cast Ascending to Dondo, and we can start if that's what you wish, and then we can.
I would like to. I think maybe when you have time, a dream to Dondo would be more effective.
Okay, that's fine.
But can wait.
Yes. Okay.
James.
Yes.
I love you. And I trust you.
Thank you.
Civ, you wander into the heart of the city. Which direction would you like to go?
I mean, I kind of know the general layout of the city at this point. I would like to go, if I was going to, you know where the goblins were? Like, if I was going to hide out in this city and not have to deal with the cops or the guards, that's where I would go.
Okay.
Because if I was also responsible for killing someone, that's also where I would go.
Okay. So that's sort of the southeastern corner of the city, and as you head that way, of course, this is the you know, you've been here before, you've seen this this part of the city is near abandoned. You had a fight here in some abandoned buildings. It takes you quite a while to get there. This is a very large city.
Right.
So you're
unless I saw any like thieves markings, was there any markings of like, you know, this is a what's it called?
Thieves Can't?
Thieves Can't, yeah, but like an underground
oh yeah, one of the
bar or something like that. Yeah.
Here's the thing about Terlis. You know, your last experience here notwithstanding, I think you are struck by how crime-free the city seems to be, actually. As you get closer to the southern entrance, if you're heading that way, you'll see a lot more guard presence because they just dealt with a siege at that entrance to the city. But if you veer east, you will head more to that sort of abandoned section of town, the sort of, you know, across the railroad tracks type industrial area. And this is run down, but as you've moved through the you know, from Nightstone, which is very much the nicest area of Terlis, among the nicest areas, you know, near where the bank is and sort of the more upscale metropolitan areas of Terlis, you are surprised, as someone who's been to a number of larger cities throughout Ain, how crime-free and no markings, there doesn't seem to be that kind of element. Persta Samuels has kept this city really locked down. I mean, really, you noted the last time you were here that where you found the thieves, I mean, they came to you at the library and stole things from you, but where you found them was in the shantytown. It wasn't within Terlis proper. So, you know, there's a lot less of that here than you expected to see.
So what about, like, if I was in Shantytown and I knew Shantytown was falling and I needed to get inside the city fast for protection, the most logical place would be the north side of town then, right?
Yeah, yes. But that, that section where you fought those goblins and that ogre certainly was the least populated. Although, that northern area now has been evacuated. You saw there when you were fighting.
Which is ripe for looting.
Correct.
Okay. Then I'll go there.
Okay.
I'll try to find some looters.
All right. Roll me a investigation check. You have advantage from the Carson.
Thank you, the Carson. Yes. 21. All
right. So as you get into that area, you start to pick up on some really what appears to you to be really newly made carvings into the side of some buildings. And there's not a lot of them. There's not as many as you would expect to find, but you do a very thorough investigation of those areas, careful not to alert any guards that may be lingering. That the guards kind of moved in after you guys left earlier today. But as night falls and there's an eerie quiet in this area, you are able to, with your dark vision, see some scrawlings in Thieves' Cant.
Great. Do I know what they say, or can I follow them to people?
Yeah, I mean, I think that with that high roll, you'd be able to get to what looks to you like a sort of a flop house. Not nearly a permanent residence, not any kind of established thieves location. This is much more like temporary, recent. It is there's squatters basically, and as you approach quietly, you see maybe a small fire in the back of an abandoned building with a few people situated around it.
I'm gonna take out my last bottle of blood wine and slowly approach.
All right. And as you do, they react to you with a start, and knives are drawn. All right, back off.
There's no need for that. There's no need. I just want information, and I have coin.
See a coin? Well, what say we just slice him and take it, eh?
I would love to see you try. And I pull out 2 poison daggers and twirl them in my hands and then put them back in their sheaths. You would be the first one to drop. You, I would play with for a while. Again, information for coin. I'm going to try to intimidate them.
Okay. Roll me an intimidation check. You have advantage from Kitty Scritches.
Thank you, Kitty Scritches.
Very appropriate.
Yes. I'm loving these rolls. 22.
Woo-hoo!
Oh, all right. You see the one who had pulled his dagger first on you kind of back down. He's all right. No need to get testy. We like coin. Right, boys? We like coin. Yeah.
Do you like drink too?
We do like drink.
I thought so. Do you have cups? Or something to pass as a cup?
One of them whistles, and the third one brings over some copper cups. He pops down on the table. There's like a makeshift, almost like a crate that's been used as a table.
Sure. And I'll pour out essentially like a shot worth of blood wine in each one.
All right.
This is authentic Thorn blood wine from the war chief's stash himself, actually.
And the one you intimidated picks it up and knocks it back and slams it back down. He says, "Right kind of you." The other one, the smaller one, been looking at you sideways the whole time. And he turns to the first one and he goes, "Hi. You see who that is?" "What?" "It's one of the... He's that Tabaxi from the posters." "Aye. You are him, aren't you?"
I flip out the dagger and put it underneath his chin.
All right. Maybe you're not him. Maybe you're not.
I put the dagger away, slowly.
What do you want, man?
I want to know who killed Aldrich Lucerne. I know it was someone big. I know that they're a thief, probably in a gang. I want names. And I'll pay the first one that tells me.
It was Beale. It was Beale. We all know it was Beale. Hey, quiet.
Beale. Does Beale sound like a particular type of name, like a local to Terlis, or a particular gang, or from a particular area of the country?
Roll me a history check. You have advantage from Jim-witted.
Jim-witted. Thank you, Jim-witted.
Wait a minute. Did you say Bill with an accent, or did you say Beale?
Beale, B-E-A-L.
Beale.
Oh, okay. I was like, Bill the drunk from Rosy Cheeks? That would have been a whodunit.
Plot twist.
No, I got a 3 on my history check. I don't know.
Doesn't ring any bells.
Beale. I don't think I've met Master Beale. Why don't you describe him to me in detail?
He's big. He's real big.
Human?
No. Humans don't get that big. He's got to be something else. I ain't run with him.
Who runs with him? What gang is he in?
What? He's in the teeth, of course. Hey, you know, if they hear you talking, I got this.
The teeth.
The teeth, you know, the teeth.
Ah, I see. They call themselves the Teeth. How very original.
Why don't you tell them the real truth? You don't know, do you? They killed that wizard for one reason and one reason only. Because she told them to. They told me anybody that can kill the wizard gets gold. They were trying to get you out of town. You know that. The Tabaxi and his friends. Get him out of town anyway. Scare him. Freak him out. Yeah, the Teeth are just hired. You know, any of us would have done it. They wanted the biggest person they could find. I'll take your gold.
Where's Beale?
Oh, he was in Shantytown last I saw, but maybe he got out before the things. I heard he's in Terlis. Are you sure? No, but I heard it.
I tell you what, I'll give each of you, especially you, and I'll nod at the one that said Beale first, 20 gold each. However, I will double that if you can find Master Beale for me and tell me where he is.
All right. You better be careful. You know what you're doing. Yeah. You got the gold?
I back away. Any other information you'd like to share with me?
I can't believe you're back in here. It was all to get you to leave, you know. All the thieves working on one thing. Get one tabaxi to leave town. Seems weird to me. So much effort for such a small thing.
Wow.
And now you're back.
Yes. I often make mistakes. And I take out the 20 gold each and set it down in nice, neat little stacks on the ground.
I heard you killed a lot of people in that library.
You have no idea. And I just stare at him for an uncomfortably long amount of time.
He after a moment, he slowly reaches forward and takes the gold that you stacked on the ground and...
Remember, double. Come to Nightstone, ask for Nance at the gate.
Nightstone?
Yes.
Not going near that place. It's crawling with guards.
Well, you'll just
we're
have
not
to be...
supposed to be in the city, you know.
Why is that? Were you in Shantytown and you snuck inside?
Of course. You think this is the palace that we've lived in the whole time?
How many of there are you? How many made it?
I don't know. Dozen or so.
Any of my kind?
One or two. I think I heard Wax made it.
I would like to see Wax again. Could you take me to him?
Now?
Well, I don't have any other time. I'm not going to be here for very long. You know what? It's fine. I'm just getting sentimental. I tell you what. I will give you until morning to figure out where Beale is, and I will return. If you have the information, I will pay you double. If you don't, then you get nothing.
All right.
And I tremble for a moment, and I toss them what's left of the blood wine.
Takes a swig immediately.
Savor it. And I turn and leave.
Watch out for demons.
My best friend is a demon.
You look back and you see wide eyes at that. And then they can't quite tell if you're joking.
I smile as if it is a joke.
Right, well. We'll find him for you.
Lily, what would we say to Perster Samuels if we were to cast Ascending or do a rendezvous? I mean, what... I'm just trying to... I mean, it's... why I thought of the dream spell, simply because Ascending are somewhat limited, obviously.
Right. Well, what was your idea with the dream spell? What you going to say to her in that?
That I would try to speak some sense to her, try to say that we're meaning to... We mean nothing but good, and that she's endangering the entire city by this moratorium.
Well, I think in my opinion, what we need to be very careful of doing is making her feel like she's made a mistake, even though she has, and we need to have the moratorium lifted. It needs to be her idea.
Mm-hmm.
I think us lecturing her on how it is a big mistake that she's made and she's messed up and blah, 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 might put her on the defensive.
I see that.
I don't know her. I know it's a bit confusing, but people are more inclined to do something if we make it their idea.
I see that, and I think there's wisdom in that. There is also the idea of a dream spell. Also, there is a part of me that wonders if she is under the influence of something otherworldly, something magical, something dark, something unnatural that is holding on to her, and maybe I could read that in her face in a dream spell more than I could in Ascending, certainly.
Are you planning on showing up as yourself in the dream spell?
Probably myself looking more like myself.
Because to me, that's what feels risky.
I mean, you could go.
Which doesn't know who I am.
True.
Other than the picture.
Other than the
I
picture.
guess. I'm just saying it feels like, then doesn't that feel like an invasion?
It's possible, but I mean, I think if we do it gently, if we set it in a lovely place, set it in the cafe, you know, set it wherever, you know, on a sunny afternoon, it's just the two of you having tea.
Mm-hmm.
Perfectly reasonable place to have a negotiation or a talk. And it doesn't have to go on for longer than it should. In fact, it probably shouldn't. Say that we are trying to set this right. We did not kill Aldrich Lucerne, but we are doing this for the good of Terlis.
Yes.
That's all. I think it's because if there is something unnatural influencing her, then then as soon as we walk into whatever rendezvous that we want to set up, we're in danger.
Yes, I don't disagree with that. I just try to put us in the best light with her.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just trying to think the best person to show up in her dreams, if it's us or if it's someone else.
Well, Fesh has already tried to speak to her, and it sounds like several times. So I think maybe it coming from one of us, and so she could see that we are reasonable. We mean well. I don't know. I might be Pollyanna. I'm not sure. This might be very Pollyanna-ish of me, but it's.
Well, we know
something.
she's a strong leader, and we know she's well respected,
mm-hmm.
and it sounds like she's reasonable, which is, I guess, what my hesitation is with the dream spell, is because I feel like it does feel a bit of a roundabout way, but I understand why walking into her.
And time is of the essence, as Fahima reminded us.
Absolutely. I'm just trying to think what we can say to her that will convince her.
I mean, maybe we could ask her, and then we set about doing what it takes.
Ask her what? Why she's...
Ask her what would be convincing enough to her.
Yes.
Say we intend to clear our names. We intend to protect Terlis. We intend to get our friend Jorel freed. So,
could you just recreate what happened?
The killing of Lucerne?
At the North Wall?
Why would that be helpful?
So she sees the only way those demons did not get in was through our magic? Rather than us lecturing her, showing her in a visceral dream the demons attacking and the demons getting beat only by the means of magic. Because words are great, but sometimes a visual is more powerful.
I see that.
That also might help us determine what her actual feelings are on these demons. Yes, I have been here listening to your conversation. It only took me 1 minute to.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're back. Thank you.
I'm standing right behind you.
I'll go. Sorry, you're very quiet.
I've been listening too. Who's Pollyanna?
Pollyanna is a made-up woman who thought the best of everyone all the time, and maybe to a somewhat naive extent.
Oh, so she's naive.
Yes, correct.
I see. Is that okay?
I think
I'm sorry for being so Pollyanna about Pollyanna.
Right. I think that's okay. I think that's a very interesting tactic. Maybe that's not the first thing we do, but in the dream. But
what would be the first?
I don't know. Introduce ourselves.
I don't understand. I guess my question for that is, what does that do?
Jeff, I'm gonna start looking around. Does there seem to be some sort of like? Are there stone walls or walkway, or he's looking for what looks like a crafted loose stone?
I mean, you are in the chambers that Fesh has stuffed you into that for your accommodations for the night, right? That's where we are. Yep. So yeah, there definitely are stone walls. Sure. I don't know if you'd be able to find how large of a stone you're looking for.
Anything that's loose that it specifically looks crafted.
Crafted, like carved,
shaped, carved, manufactured.
Roll me an investigation check. We'll let the dice decide. You have advantage from Hedonist Ogre, countered by Free Jorel.
Free Jorel. Working on
Investigation is a 17.
All right, so you kind of run your hands over the wall, and you're able to find a a stone in the wall that you can pop loose, and it definitely was, you know, made into the wall there. It was kind of crafted.
I'll go jiggles the rock a bit and see if he can pull it out.
Yeah, you can.
Okay. And then he puts it back and he imagines that it's perfectly part of the wall.
So you are using the belt.
Yes.
You watch as the stone flattens and presses and sort of forms to the shape of the wall. Doesn't seem to have, you know, become one with the other individual stones, but it certainly appears to be flush with the wall now.
I see. Okay.
James.
I think this works on all stone.
Oh.
Great.
Like, maybe I could walk through the wall right now.
Okay. Be careful.
Do we know what's on the other side of this wall?
I personally don't.
No idea.
Do we want to find out?
Blow a kiss and find out.
We already did it in Nightstone.
Yeah, that's true.
Do it.
Okay. And Ugo imagines that a doorway or just, you know, an area that is not stone appears.
Yeah. And you watch as the stones themselves begin to reform. And they part in the middle, moving and shuffling and sliding.
Hope that's not load bearing.
A bit of a portal opens up, this arched hole, and you can see out into the hallway beyond.
And it's a bathroom.
Yeah, it's just a hallway.
I'll go imagine the wall back to the way it was. I figured out how to get Jorl out of jail.
All right.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Not very inconspicuous, but will certainly work.
What, James? I had an idea about the dream. What if we show everything that happened as the students, and presumably she wouldn't recognize us, right?
No,
Giving
she
us
wouldn't.
enough time for her in the dream to become endeared to us.
Wouldn't she? Wouldn't it be a good idea to show us as us?
Well, and then after she's endeared to us, reveal us, continue the dream, and reveal us dropping our disguises.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. No,
James,
yeah, it's a good idea.
I'll go, Fahima.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. What?
We're talking about sending a dream spell to Lucerne.
Perster Samuels.
Perster Samuels, sorry. No.
Lots of names. It's
Oh,
fine.
I thought you had said that would be kind of like evasive.
Maybe.
Well, yes, and we were thinking that maybe instead we would just show exactly what happened, and so she could see that the only way those demons were not able to get into the city was because we used magic and because we were here.
Does that make it less invasive?
Yes, because it's not going to be like, "Hi, I'm James Quillis. I'm here to talk to you in your dreams." It will just
I
be.
see.
It will appear as a dream.
It'll appear to be a normal dream.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Good idea. Okay.
I understand. Yeah.
All right. You all should get some rest, and I'll check in with Civ.
Can you check in with him now so we can hear exactly what he's up to?
I mean, I'll cast sending to Civ. Are you all just checking on you, making sure you're all right? And I'll say, you know, we're staying in this part of Nightstone.
Tell him that Ugo figured out how to get Jorl out of jail.
Ugo can walk through stone walls now.
Where am I when I receive this, Jeff? At what point?
I mean, I think you are making your way back through the city at this point. It takes a while. It's a very large city. You're moving quickly. You have the ability to do that, but you're on your way back unless there's some other action you'd like to be doing.
Do I walk by any taverns?
I mean, you could definitely find taverns.
Yeah, I'm in a tavern.
Okay.
Buying booze.
Okay.
I just had an idea, James.
All right.
Do you want me to respond to the sending?
Oh,
yes, please.
Apologies.
It's okay. I probably have like a shot like right at my lips when you send that. And I stop, I set the shot down, and I say back to you, I am the reason why Aldrich is dead. And I know who killed him. I am finding location, hopefully by morning.
I will write back in the book. It's not your fault. Please take care. Please come back to us when you can.
I will be back soon. And I slam the shot and buy a couple bottles of booze from behind the bar.
I'm assuming you did not. You took time to disguise, or is there? What's your appearance now?
I look like
tavern?
a dirty beggar.
Okay, all right.
I mean, I look like a tabaxi dirty beggar. I don't know if I would be. I don't know if I have enough time to make myself look not tabaxi.
Right, but you are attempting to not look like the posters that are posted all over.
Yes, I went. Yeah. So my idea is that I went from beggar to guard back to beggar.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. So you can purchase some liquor.
And I probably buy the liquor from like a real shady, nasty tavern.
Yeah. I mean, I think there may be some surprise that someone of your appearance has the coin to buy this stuff, but other than that, you get very little resistance or side eye.
Great.
Jeff, I would have checked when we got back, actually, if they were still up, basically. I would have asked Torvald and Fesh about those coins and how much they think they were worth.
I mean, they would have told you that the value is incalculable, that the value in pure gold is not insignificant, but these are a impossibly rare historical artifact.
How many did we have? Like 20 or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's like finding Spanish doubloons or something like that. Like
Spanish
bottom
doubloons
of the sea.
if there were no other Spanish doubloons in the world. You know what I mean? Like this is
Atlantis coins.
Atlantis coins. Yeah, much more like that. Yeah.
All right.
Almost proof of Atlantis.
Right.
Wow. Civ uses them to pay for the booze.
No! I quit.
I'm out.
Oh my gosh.
That's the end of the dungeon run, everybody. Okay, then I'll wait. Basically, I'll start casting Dream Spell. Basically, if everyone else is settling down for the night, and I've heard that was.
Oh yeah. Ugo did say what did happen.
Yes. I'm sorry.
You can send to Jorl.
Yes.
Find out where he is.
Ugo,
I mean, not right now. I'm just saying. Keep it in the back of your mind. Think about it.
Actually, we were talking about the prison earlier. Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. I think James would be aware of a prison in Terlis.
But find out exactly where he is. If you see where I'm going with it.
Okay. I will.
I mean, this is going to be Plan C, so you just got to say Plan C.
Plan C. Okay.
All right. Go to sleep now.
Thank you. Good. Get some rest, all of you.
I will.
I'll stay up for Civ. I'll stay up anyway, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Are you going to do the dream spell before Civ arrives, or wait for Civ and then do the dream spell?
I won't wait. I'll go ahead.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm going to cast the dream spell for Pastor Samuels, thinking of this face of this person that I've probably never spoken to face before, but reaching out. And I want to create... Okay, as Lily talked about, I'll create that scene at the north wall that we experienced earlier today. So the sun is high in the sky. I'll create the image of gods running, loud noises, panic, and the sounds of these. And as she comes to, assuming she comes to in the dream, this is, to be very clear, this is not a nightmare. This
not
is
a nightmare. Okay.
But basically that she sees this kind of superhero movie, basically.
Right.
Of these demons charging at the wall and these loud crashing and the fire belly demon, you know, like throwing flame and explosions happening. And she's sort of there in the midst of it. And she sees these 5 music students setting about to stop and save the city, to stop the evil and save the city. I guess I would, if I were there, I think I don't know if I make myself visible. I think I just want to observe her as she watches the whole scene play out. It's probably, I'm making a bit more dramatic, but basically this scene of these 5 students saving the city, casting spells, Fahima throwing fireballs, James throwing eldritch blasts, you know, and all of this magic happening, Lily casting shatter, and it's the only thing that saves the city walls.
And as you stand back, not visible in this extraordinary dream, this wild recreation of something that you experienced earlier the same day, you know, it strikes you as how real and immediate it was. It's that moment that you just experienced, and you see this woman, tall, broad-shouldered. She's got this blonde, silvery hair that is tied up tight in a bun at the top of her head. She stands with gold epaulettes. It's epaulets and epithets.
Epithets is a bad thing to call someone.
I always do that. I always do that.
It's all good.
Epaulets. P-A-U-L-E-T-S. I mean, she is standing rimrod straight, right? She is all of this is happening, erupting around her. There are, you know, balls of fire flying over her head and smashing into the ground, burning and exploding. All of you, Civ climbing to the top of a building and firing off an arrow, spells blasting and crashing all around. And she stands watching it all, not motionless, not just observing all of it, standing there in this dream.
Can I insight check?
Sure.
I want to read her face very closely as she's watching all of this.
Sure. You have advantage from Drew B Music.
Thank you, Drew B. Ooh, 21.
So, what are you attempting to discern here?
I want to see how she feels about what she's seeing, and I want to basically read her, you know, is there fear, is there pride, is there something does she read like a normal person reacting to the things in front of her, or is there something kind of unnatural about her behavior?
You rolled a 21. I would say you I mean, other than the strange unnaturalness of a dream, which is, it's got its own odd sense about it. There's nothing unnatural per se, but it is certainly not a normal person. She is clearly a highly trained, disciplined warrior. I mean, she is a woman who has devoted her life to security and safety, and she is standing there observing this like a hawk. She is watching it happen all around her. There doesn't seem to be fear, but there seems to be keen observation. There seems to be she's marking everything that's happening. And with the 21, I think you could probably make a connection that there seems to be, you know, she's having this dream, right? She's asleep somewhere else, having this dream right now, but it certainly appears like she is connecting it to a report or a description that has been relayed to her.
Great. James gets an idea in the middle of watching all of this, and James will disguise himself as a guard. Basically, like he appears at her side as a guard, saying, "Chief Regent, we must be careful. The demons that, oh my goodness, look at them. Look at what they're doing. Those students they're stopping them."
Were they sent by Nightstone?
I don't know. I don't recognize them. And around that time is when I will cease the demon attack, basically, making it like basically timing it, a big explosion on the other side of the wall.
A triumphant victory type of a situation.
Yes, and creating the 5 students coming together in front of her, and basically, like in a show of camaraderie, and then their disguises will drop, and it will be the 5 of us with James looking like James, like not like Demon James, looking like
right, like the faces that she's seen on posters that she's
correct. Oh my goodness!
And that is the first time you see a crack in the composure.
It's those. The 5. The heroes of Bingle, they call them.
Who calls them this?
I don't know. The stories have been told. They saved the city.
They are in clear violation of our laws once again. Arrest them.
But they saved the city. We would be overrun if it weren't for them.
You see, this confusion, this dream is turning into a nightmare. It's causing her stress and consternation.
This is madness, Chief Regent. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but this...
They are wanted criminals in clear violation of our laws.
Yes, but we'd be dead now if it weren't for them, madam.
What they have done is very brave. We will sort this out as are prescribed by our laws. Arrest them.
No.
Are you insubordinate?
And then you end the dream.
That's where I'll end the dream. I mean, so there was nothing that ever read. It wasn't like she was like obeying programming, not to use like sci-fi language or anything.
No,
like that.
I don't think you got that sense.
No,
I think. I mean,
yeah,
it's
I get
difficult,
it.
right? Because it's a dream. It's
right.
Every dream I've ever had, I'm sort of trying to sort through it in real time in the dream, and I think that's what she's doing. At the same time, she's trying to reconcile these conflicting impulses, and I don't know that she got to a clear sense through that, but certainly it affected her. You saw that. Mm-hmm. You saw it break her her sense of certainty.
Mm-hmm. All right. All right, that wasn't nothing. Okay. I guess I'll try cast. It's late at night now, I'm sure, and everyone around me is asleep. I'll cast Sending to Jorl.
All right, that's about the time that Civ walks in.
Hi.
Good evening.
Everyone's asleep.
Good. Why aren't you asleep? Oh, right.
Yeah.
Forgot.
Yeah, you know me. How are you?
Not good, my friend. Not good.
You said it was your fault that Lucerne is dead.
She wanted me out of the city. She told me that. It makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
She puts enough heat on us, we have to leave.
Right.
It is a smart play. It is very smart.
She was doing a lot of terrible things, but she obviously wanted to make up for it at the end. I'm sorry. I know it's hard to realize that about someone who you've cared so much for.
I knew she wasn't a good person, but I just thought deep down there was a chance that she could come around.
We're all under a... James sort of laughs and looks down at his hands. We're all under different influences. I think she was trying her best. I think she was intoxicated, perhaps, by the power, by what she'd heard from the Ashen Mage and the others.
Well, the cheesemonger gave her over. She was a pawn. A powerful pawn, but she was a pawn.
She didn't end as a pawn.
I don't know. She sacrificed herself. That is what pawns do.
We'd be dead now if it wasn't for her. Remember that.
Sometimes... Yes. I know who killed Aldrich. I have his name and
Good.
Perhaps his location in the morning.
Good.
So we can go and find him. But at this point, I already know who hired them.
I think maybe there's a suggestion spell that could... Maybe if we cast it on this person, this murderer, get him to...
Confess?
Yeah.
Is that going to change Parsta? Is that going to change her mind about us?
I was just with her in a dream, and I think there's a crack there. I think there's something starting to break. I don't know. It's fragile, for certain.
All right. Well, I'm going to get a few hours sleep before tomorrow.
Please do.
And as Civ walks away and James is once again left alone in his wakefulness, his inability to sleep, James, you stand in this nondescript room, this sort of empty chamber, stone walls. But on one of them, you once again catch a glimpse of a mirror and see black eyes, sharpened teeth, veins emerging from thin skin. And that's where we'll go to intermission.
Whoa. Wow.
All right. Thank you for sticking with us for the first half. We got lots more show coming up after a brief intermission. We got some intermission good stuff, too, fan art in the intermission, too. Thanks to everybody that's been supporting the show thus far. We are at Team Force of Good at 67%, Team Force of Evil at 33%, and we'll be back very shortly. Stick around. Welcome back. Thank you for sticking with us through intermission. We are back to our tale, and we have a night. Sleepy time, folks, except for the old James Quillis, who doesn't get much sleepy time these days, i.e. 0. Civ, you just basically went to sleep, right? You headed to bed. James, is there anything else you wanted to do?
I would probably walk by Lily's room and contemplate going in and then go to bed. But yeah.
All right.
I will cast Sending to Jorl before going to bed.
Okay.
Or I don't go to bed before calling in a night, basically. Before sitting and reading.
Right.
Actually, I have an idea, but yes, let me cast Sending to Jorl.
Okay.
Jorl, hope you're well. Doing our best to save you. Stay tuned. Where in prison are you? There, that's it.
Where in prison are you? Okay.
300.
All right. So you allow that message to seep off of you. In contrast to the messages that you, for the names of people that are in your book,
right?
It's a very different manner of sending spell. This one, the essence of the message gets transformed and kind of emits up out into the ether, and you wait a second. It is the middle of the night.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy.
And after a moment, you hear, "Friend, I was sleeping.
Sorry.
Thank you for coming. I am in jail. The cell toward the back. Hope to see you soon. Life is pain."
Oh, it's been too long.
No. Buddy.
Oh man.
Working on it, buddy.
We have 2 Jorl emojis. They're being used.
Huh?
All right.
I hope he's been elected like team captain of jail or whatever.
Captain
like,
of jail.
It's not a thing.
I don't think Katie knows how jail works.
No, that's not a thing.
It's like summer camp, right?
Event planner.
Right. And then I think the rest of the night, James will walk the library and just sort of
very creepy as a demon.
Yeah, probably. I'm scared the crap out of some custodian.
Some student.
Yeah.
Go find a Conroy book and report back.
Yeah, I think I'll probably I don't have I'll just walk around.
Right.
Yeah.
You walk these aisles that you've been to many times before. Most recently, there was a lot of violence that happened here. It is a multi-story. You remember the big winding staircases with the beautiful wood.
That's where Uggo fell down and fell over the railing. Yes, yeah, that happened.
Where you gave chase and you watched a thief scale the wall with the book, and you saw these thieves pass it off amongst themselves, trying to escape as you all attacked them on the way out. But also you recall, older times, being in here alone many nights, much like this night, late, dark, hunched over a candle, reading some tome that you managed to find. And you also recall finding other kinds of books in here, books that didn't seem anyone had ever read. One book in particular.
Can I reach that section? I remember it was behind lock and key.
No, right now it is also locked, and in fact, post thievery, there has been new efforts to relocate some of that stuff to rooms without windows.
Right.
All manner of new precautions in place.
Okay. Yeah, that's how I'll spend my evening.
All right. As morning rises on a new day, you all come to wakefulness. You didn't have the nicest accommodations, but you all managed to get a full long rest, hit points restored, etc. What would you like to do?
That morning, Ugo lights 2 candles and mentions James and Civ as his focus for the day.
Oh, I forgot one more thing that happened in the night. But before you went to bed. Fahima, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Been a minute.
You have advantage from Z-Man 9018.
Z-Man.
It always feels like somebody's watching me.
Okay. I'm sorry, what kind of
Wisdom.
save?
Wisdom.
Save. Great. I do have a +7 on that. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right, as you guys come
Thank
to
you.
wakefulness, Ugo, you were lighting candles, you said.
Yes. And when Ugo lights the candle for Civ, he mentions internally in his prayer the custodian, and that maybe the Candle Queen can help Civ see that he is more resilient than he believes. And when
I want to point out. I need to point out. But I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I need to point out that I was corrected by some of our wonderful viewers in the Discord that I was wrong last week when I said that Chalmers worked in a temple for the custodian. It's the Wayfarer.
The Wayfarer.
Wayfarer.
Why it was a wheel as the symbol. I misspoke. Corrected by our lovely, wonderful.
Isn't it awesome?
Yeah,
we have
it's
a
so
community
great.
that's like that does that. It's great.
Yeah. I mean, I have the wiki too. I should have just checked before I said open my big yapper. But go ahead.
So the Wayfarer.
Yeah.
And when he lights the candle for James, he pauses and says, and he mutters it out loud. He doesn't pray internally. He does pray it out loud. He says, "Light of truth, Candle Queen, please. Ugo does not know what to do. James is suffering. I can see it. Help him. Please. I know he needs to know it is dark to see you. But like I imagine the candlelight, you were there when he read the first book. Help him." And then he chooses Civ and James as his focus for his divine abilities today.
All right. And you watch as that flame holds true. It flickers only slightly, but you gain strength from staring at it. And anybody else want to do anything upon waking?
I just wanted to double check, because I can't remember. Did we decide she is still in the process of learning Whispering Sands because it's a difficult spell, or did she end up learning it?
I didn't think that you were able to learn Whispering Sands. No.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think she was still just kind of like working on it. So yeah, I just wanted to point out that she is still working on that to try to learn it.
I'll relay everyone exactly what happened with the dream with Persta and exactly what Jorel told me from his sending.
I think Lily would go find out what James found out.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately.
Yes.
Me too.
I think she's very set in her ways, but the law seems very important to her, so it's very possible that if we prove that, if we find a way to prove that we were not the murderers of Aldrich Lucerne, perhaps she will, clear our names.
And have to be irrefutable, I think, if she was truly lawful, right?
Seemingly, yes.
Well, Hermo said he has been rational with her, and she is not listening.
Well, rational is not the same thing as lawful.
No, she has. Yes, she's decided the law, and that law is what is She viewed the fight at the battlements, and there did seem to be a reckoning, a reasoning of seeing the good that was being done, but also that the law was that we were breaking the law. So.
And do we know who made the law? Was it her?
She did.
So it seems a bit objective or subjective, right? If she's obeying her own law?
A little bit. By the way, Lily, we shouldn't disguise ourselves as the same Baden students anymore. I sort of gave those away in the dream.
No, I don't think so.
Jeff, also that morning, Ugo, before he puts the armor back on, he puts the belt on before everything else.
Okay.
And puts his clothes on over the belt.
Naked Uggo, belt.
Then clothes.
So belt for your underwear.
Uggo undies coming soon to the merch store.
We need it.
Oh. And then I'll find Civ and say, all right, time to see if this Beale, if we know who this person is.
I think they will find out where he is located, but he is not going to just give himself up. We will have to either beat it out of him or coerce him in some way.
I think I can suggest something that will make him feeling.
Well, if he tells us that he did it, what does that prove to anyone?
I think it could possibly suggest to him that he turn himself in for the murder of Aldrich Lucerne.
Would that work? Would that be enough?
I think so. I don't know.
Civ, Jared, did Civ share everything with the whole group that you learned?
I mean, I think I would. God, I don't know. I mean, I would definitely tell you about Beale and all that, but I don't know if I would say I'm the reason that Aldrich Lucerne is dead.
Well,
don't want to have that talk with you all over again.
Did you say the part where it's a she who told him to kill Lucerne? Sure. I can say that. Sure. But we don't know who the she is, right?
I am very sure. I know who it is.
It was Vic.
Guy said it, right? It's a she.
We knew that Vic was working with the thieves here in Terlis, and she needed us out of the city. It was Vic.
So I was correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
So our plan is to have Beale turn himself in for the murder of
Lucerne,
and then presumably be let off the hook.
For starters,
we wouldn't be wanted for murder anymore. Although now she probably thinks we broke the moratorium, so she could still arrest us for that.
She could. But one step at a time. I think maybe the clearing us for murder might be. Might be enough to get Jorel out of prison. Sorry, I just.
Yeah. Apologies. Do we know what is the punishment for the moratorium?
Being expelled out of the city.
Okay, bye-bye.
What is the punishment for murder?
Prison.
Probably more than that.
Or death, maybe.
So we're going to send this man to his death.
He's a hired murderer who brutally killed Lucerne.
Okay. I'm just laying it out there for us to...
I know, but...
I don't want to split the party, but is it wise for all of us to be...
Probably not.
Going to the woman who might put us in prison?
I mean, we could be careful about how we do that. Maybe we don't ever have to see her. Maybe we get Beale to turn himself in, and then we message to her.
I don't know how legitimate it's going to appear to the law if we use a magic to make him turn himself in.
Well,
once it's worn off, will he be able to say he was under spell?
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes, I mean, but it lasts 8 hours. I mean...
If he confesses and says exactly how he did it...
The cat's out of the bag, so to speak.
Yes.
That's my thinking.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just saying, I don't know. It seems like if you made him confess and they just happened to, I mean, I don't know. Do we have...
I don't know if we have another option.
We don't.
Unless we just want to go break Jorl out of jail on our own, which is going to make her even more angry with us.
I'd like to try this first.
Well, how about some of us go to do this, and some of us go find what is happening with the demons that are attacking the city?
And what do you suppose we do to find that out?
Well, take some people and start looking.
I mean, I would love to do that. Didn't get a chance to investigate those corpses after the fight.
Just be careful. Lily, I hate to keep doing this to you at the beginning of the day, but can you cast another seeming spell on us?
Yes, I can.
I don't need it. I will just look like this. Otherwise, they will not tell me the information if I look different.
Point.
Okay. I'll go Fahima.
Yeah.
Your disguise of choice?
I recommend looking like guards.
Baker?
Bigger?
Baker?
A beggar.
Guards.
Baker.
A baker, one who
A
bakes.
baker?
A baker, just some nice, like an apron with flour on it. It just seems like, cute.
Okay. So Fahima wants to be a cute baker. Civ's gonna be Civ. I'll go.
I will be
Should be my baker husband.
husband of Baker.
Yes.
Who's also
Who's a guard?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, that's our backstory.
Yes.
I'll be
Right.
his god brother. How about that?
Wait,
We're a
before
family
I do
of gods.
this,
All
who's
related?
going to do what?
I think. Well, no, I shouldn't be a god. I should go with Civ because I will cast suggestion on this Beal.
Well, hold on. Lily, you have a song, if I remember. It says we should not split a party, right?
Yes. It seems to be ignored quite often.
Yes, because sometimes it feels like it's necessary to get more
Yes.
information to do
Yeah.
so. So,
I'm the first one to offend her.
yeah, but I'm just gonna say that
Maybe
I'm
we
not
shouldn't.
feeling like myself completely, and I
Yes.
sometimes forget that because I get excited about discovering new things. So,
We should stick together.
yeah,
Okay.
but we need to know what is happening with the demons, and I would even suggest that maybe that's more important than finding this Beal person.
Why don't we just go to Fesh? Fesh seems to have students that are paying attention to such things.
Where the demons are coming from?
Yes, and whether or not they breach the walls and how well they are staving off the fight. I did see guards when I was traveling around the city that were coming from the south wall. They looked hurt, but not dead.
Okay, so
Okay.
our order of priorities is to find out where the demons are coming from, and then go see Beal.
I have to go now. I have to go
Yeah.
in the morning to go
We need to
see
go.
where Beal is. I told
Okay.
them I would be there in the morning.
So we have to go see Beal first, and then find out where the demons are coming from.
Just make us look like normal Terlisites. A baker, a guard, a watchmaker.
A guard baker,
Yes,
a
certainly.
baker, a guard baker,
Great.
and
Yeah, but-
then
Not gonna be good if I look like a guard if you're going to see this Beal person.
You could.
yeah, that's true.
I think if you are all going to come along to talk to Beal, it would be best if you all look like thieves and roughnecks.
Well, I was thinking we should not make ourselves apparent at all. Otherwise, he's going to feel as though he's,
Oh,
being
Siv, I have an
ganged up on.
idea. Where we're going? Is there a place like a coffee shop similar to, like, the bank or a cafe or anything nearby?
It is up north where the other thieves are that I found that gave me this information. It is where the city has been partially abandoned.
All right.
There are not very many people.
Is there a place where we could be nearby but not all show up at this?
Yes, you don't need to come
Yeah.
with me to talk to these people. You
could
just
stay
need to
nearby,
be
but-
nearby.
Good. Okay.
Okay.
Then I think guard might actually work then.
Okay.
Because you could also say that I am just, if they see me or someone questions, that is a fellow thief who look like guard.
Yeah.
Great.
Which is not necessarily dishonest.
So we're all going to be guards except for Hema, who's just straight baker.
I smuggle things in my bread.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay, so she's a lawful baker. Uggo is her guard baker husband. James is he's a new guard.
Great.
He's
so if
my
you get nervous,
brother-in-law because he's
okay, James is your brother-in-law guard.
Husband.
And then
I don't have any names yet.
No,
We have
keep
no
moving.
names
Come
yet.
on. This is like it's noon already. Let's go.
And then, James, this is very important if you want me to cast this spell, or else it's not going to look right.
Look, the last time we tried to do something like this, we didn't take enough time to plan, and we got yelled at a lot by everybody who was upset at us. So that's pretty much it.
I will not be doing shoddy work, all right?
Right.
My spell, so my rules.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. What is my relationship to everybody?
Not a child.
You're a guard?
Just make yourself
What if you're a halfling nanny
great.
who's looking
Okay.
for a job?
Okay, I'm a halfling nanny who's daylighting as a guard, but looking to really just take care of children.
You don't have to be a god.
Okay, well, I thought we were all going as guards.
No.
We're all guards except Civ, so I think that is the plan.
Okay, fine.
I don't
All
know.
right.
We're all
Nanny
guards.
guard.
Okay, we have a baker guard. We have
She's not a guard.
No, we have a baker guard.
I'm the baker guard.
Yeah,
Okay.
Baker husband guard.
I'm the
Okay.
smuggler
Guard.
baker.
Ooh,
smuggler,
try hyphenate.
baker.
Oh,
I'm
my
a
goodness.
nanny guard. James is just a guard.
I guess.
Civ,
You know what? I've got it. You are helping me babysit my kids, and you're just so lovely with them that we've just incorporated you into the family, and you're like a sister to me.
yes. So I'm like guard by association, but really just a child care worker.
We're all family. We're sort of a tri-unit.
Okay, great. We'll come up with names on the way.
Great.
And Lily will
By the
cast
way,
seeming.
Sid snuck away.
I
Wow.
was gonna say, come on. Siv's got a rendezvous to keep.
Yeah.
All right. So, Civ, you head back to that area. Is there
Right.
anything you'd like to do in particular in preparation?
I mean, just mess myself up so that I'm nice
Yeah.
and dirty and gross. So that, I mean, it makes sense that I would be wandering the streets even during this trying time.
Okay. So you head directly back toward that little flop house, that little squatted.
Yeah. And I'll leave a note for them telling them to meet me at a certain building.
Okay.
I'll say that's not too far away. That way I don't have to wait for them because I can cut the time down to get there in half, and I don't want to be late.
Right.
So,
Them being the team. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So as you enter this, the place where you saw the flickering fire last night, no fire this time, of course, but you do see the smaller of the two thieves that you interacted with standing there, sort of nervously waiting for you as you walk in.
Oh, it's inside. It's in a building.
It's a sort of it's an interior. It's like they've been squatting in this abandoned building.
Okay. I'm looking around to see if there's anybody else there. Is it just him?
All right, so roll me a perception check. You have a straight roll as far as I'm concerned. Oh, we also got I'm neglected to say, we got a potato.
Yay!
Excuse me, an evil yam. I misspoke. Evil yam from Chef Scott 68. Thank you, Chef Scott. Hugely generous. We appreciate that very, very much.
I got a 1.
A 1.
Yeah.
All right.
Natural 1. I mean, it's
Natural
an 8,
1.
but natural 1.
Okay, so you don't see anything, and you walk in, and you see this, just standing there, the guy, and he turns, as you enter, he hears you and turns and looks at you, and you notice something strange on his face, and then 3 other people emerge from the shadows behind you, and you hear, "Hoo-hoo! Welcome back. You thought you could get away with it, did ya?"
It is nice to see you again. King
You're
of
not even
Shantytown.
going to talk about the precious things you gave me that were only an illusion. You don't do that to the king of Shantytown.
Wow! Deep cut.
Yes. I apologize for my friends
Well, an
tricking
apology is not enough, is it? Are we going to make this right or not?
you. How much do you want?
How much do you have?
I can give you something magical, if that is going to get you off of my back. But I want Beale.
I've been told. Nothing happens in this. Well, Shantytown doesn't quite exist anymore, but in this area of Terlis, nothing happens without Wax's persuasion. Must say so, you understand?
Can I roll an insight check on him on
Sure.
how nervous he is?
Yeah.
Wow.
You have a straight roll as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
Game of consequences.
Deep cut.
We got a 12.
There seems to be, I mean, despite the sort of goofy affectation of this tabaxi,
Yeah.
there is a real menace. There is a real anger in those eyes. You can't quite pick up on any fear, but there is a strange sort of mania there.
What about his backup?
His backup look, they are brandishing weapons. They look very rough, you know, they look dangerous. And the smaller thief that you talked to last night is standing there. That one certainly seems to be very uncomfortable with all of this situation.
Right. Well, here's the deal. I'm not afraid to die. I honestly don't care if I live or die anymore.
Well, that makes two of us.
The problem is your threat of hurting me means nothing. But if you can give me what I want, I promise you, I will give you a magical item.
Well, I've heard your promises before. Where did they get me? They got me a whole lot of disappearing nothing.
Do you prefer gold instead?
I prefer something real instead of lies.
You and I both know lies are the reason why you and I survive. Lies are what make us who we are.
Well, I don't want to be lied to by the likes of you. I was ready to help you. Give you the keys to Shantytown. But what did you do for me? Nothing.
You're right. You're right. We tricked you. We tricked you. And for that, I apologize. And I am sorry for abandoning Shantytown. And I am sorry for this hell that you live in.
Well, old Wax has two options. I guess three options, don't I? One is I kill you on the spot. That'll give me some satisfaction. Certainly what my friends would like to do. They haven't tasted blood in a fortnight. But me, I got other two options. One is, I believe you and take your gold. And wait and see if it disappears in my hands.
I am not a magic user. That is my friends.
My other option, of course, is I go to Beale myself and tell Beale you're looking for him. Maybe he gives me a cut of whatever he got in the first place for the job. The old king of Shantytown getting richer by the day.
What do you think makes the most sense for old Waxy?
I would do both.
A true rogue. And a true tabaxi. He twists his whiskers between his fingers. Oh. So give me your gold. And we'll see if I give you something in return. The pointy bit of my blade.
Why don't we drink on it?
Oh, so you can poison old Waxy. I've been through that one before.
All right. You want my gold? Fight me for it. And I start undoing the leather strap from my arm. And I start loosening up my shoulders and my neck.
And you see the thieves that came out of the shadows behind Wax, smiling and getting real excited about this one. And they're like, the king of Shantytown's gonna fight.
Oh, no.
Scissor fight. First one to give up loses. And I hold out the strap.
And you see Wax raise up his hand like this, and you see deep scars beneath his fur, where patches of fur don't grow. It's clear he's lived a life very similar to your own. All right. Like I said, my friends aren't the only one that haven't drawn blood in a fortnight. He reaches out his hand, and you see one of the thieves come from the back with a rope, and they tie it tight around his wrist and around your wrist. They all back up. A couple of them murmur to each other, and you see coins hit the dirt, thunk, thunk, in the bottom of the floor of this abandoned building, clearly laying bets. And that smaller thief that you talked to last night is looking at the exit, trying to figure out a way to extricate himself from the situation. But Wax, his white fur, kind of, as cats do when they get aggravated, it kind of folds back. It fans out from the sides of his face. He looks at you with these yellow eyes. You're now tied to each other. And he pulls out a dagger, sharp and silver.
I pull out Brocca's dagger. And I'm gonna reverse grip it so he can't see the blade.
All right, let's do this.
Oh no.
How
far away are we? Too far.
Yeah, too far. Too far.
Yeah.
Roll initiative. I have advantage from Pilgrim Jake, and you have a straight roll.
It was like that conversation we just had about splitting the party was foreshadowing.
That would be a 24.
I got a 19. So, roll your attack. You are strapped to your opponent, so roll with advantage.
Oh. Come on.
I'm gonna wave my hand over the blade so that it's booming blade as well.
Oh.
Ooh.
Nope. I missed. That would be a 14.
All right, so you take a big slice of this reverse grip blade, and you see this cat move with an incredible amount of dexterity, just ducking your slicing hand, and he comes back up and swings at you. I have advantage from JT Justice 1. That is a 30-20.
That'll hit.
Boy, oh boy. It does 2 points of damage. Wax is a
It does 11 points of damage.
Okay. I will uncanny dodge that.
Okay.
So where does he cut me?
He comes. He ducks your. In here, you're attached.
Yeah.
He ducks and he comes up under where your arms. You know the arms that are attached, and he kind of comes up at you. Your pectoral muscle.
Okay. So then I'll pull the strap down so that it pulls him in, and I'll flip the dagger around so that it's not reverse grip, it's regular grip, and then I'll go straight in for the side of his neck.
All right, roll with advantage.
Does you get sneak attack with your swashbuckler stuff? Yes.
Oh, yeah. Unless his friends are within 5 feet. Are they within 5 feet?
No, they're all backed up. They've kind of created a little semicircle.
That would be a 28.
That hits.
Oof.
So sneak attack.
This is scary.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 4. He also gets to make a poison saving throw.
Oh.
DC 15 Constitution.
Constitution? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I rolled a 2.
Yes.
Oh no.
So he's now poisoned, so he has disadvantages on attack rolls and ability checks, and he takes an extra 2d10 points of damage.
Oh man.
You see him cough blood.
Man, it wasn't a paralyzation poison. That'd have been over.
26, 31, 43 points of damage.
Whoa!
That's with the 2d10.
Yeah.
Holy moly!
That's his neck.
Yeah, you see. I mean, it side of the neck. You see blood splurting, and he coughing. You see this creamy white fur covered in the crimson, and he looks at you with hate in his eyes.
Action search.
As you can see, you can see, these fights don't last long. When they're attached like that. He has an attack roll.
I'm gonna let him hit me. I'm gonna let him hit me, Jeff.
Okay.
You don't even have to roll.
Man, I rolled pretty well, actually. All right. Ooh, that's 14 points of damage.
Okay, I'm gonna take it.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull him in.
What a toothpick to a dagger fight.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull him in, and I'm gonna try to grapple him so I can pin his arm back.
Okay. Contest of strength. We both are rolling straight rolls.
I think
he's at disadvantage.
Use acrobatics, right? He can use this, but at
yeah, you can use acrobatics,
but at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Disadvantage.
Yeah, he's at disadvantage.
Oh man.
19.
That is a 14.
Ooh. I'm gonna pull him in. I don't want to kill you. I will give you the gold. I just want Beal. And then I'll release him from the grapple.
Before you do that, though, he whispers, "Surrender in front of them."
It's a politician.
You release him, and you're both as far away from each other as you can possibly be, with your hands still tied to each other. That was your attack, was the grapple. So he has an attack. He's going to see if he's going to feint at first to see if you are going to.
I don't fall for it because I'm just standing there.
No, I mean, he's seeing if you heed his proposed deal, and then he'll make an attack. I rolled a 4 and a 5. So that misses.
I'll just take a step back when he obviously whiffs.
Yeah, the blade not even 6 inches from your face, just right through the air, and you see him. There's still more blood coming from his neck, the white fur matting on his shoulder underneath it, and he looks like he's a little weary. The poison seems to be hitting him hard, and he's losing a lot of blood, and he looks at you with rage in his eyes.
I'll just hold Brocka's dagger out and drop it and stare at him.
Yeah.
We are the same. We are the same. Please don't make me do this.
He turns and looks at the thieves watching him. We can end it. Now,
you will still be king of Shantytown. I just want Beale.
And he takes his dagger and he steps towards you and he slashes down into the rope that's connecting your hands and cuts the... I'll give you Beale.
I'm gonna hold out a healing potion because I know Bracca's dagger probably continues to do damage. Actually, it might just be a one-time thing. He just has to continue to make con saves for the effects of the poison.
Yeah. He takes the healing potion and he swigs it, and then he holds his neck, and you see blood ooze between his fingers, and then it stops and it dries up, and when he pulls his fingers away, he smears the blood, and the wound seems to have closed. I can see why she wanted you out of here so bad.
I just reach up and grab onto the braided purple hair hanging from my armor.
And he walks over to you and he leans in and he whispers in your ear the name of a building where he says Beale is holding up. He steps back. The King of Shantytown will have mercy today.
I am not done. I am not done with you. And I'm gonna reach down and pull out my gold short sword that I got from the salvage manders. This means a lot to me. It reminds me every day of the mistakes that I have made. I want you to have it.
And he reaches out and grabs it, takes it from you and holds it in his hands.
It is a fair trade, no? It is magic.
If it doesn't disappear.
It will not disappear, my friend. I promise.
Fair trade.
I am glad you survived. I am glad someone from Shantytown survived.
He puts his hand on his neck where you stabbed him, and Wax is a survivor. You don't become the king of Shantytown. Fallen for any group of demons that passes through. All right. I think our work is done here, boys.
I hope to see you again someday, Wax.
If you
Be
come
safe.
back to Terlis. Be careful. There's posters about you. With your face on them. He turns and he shows the sword to the thieves in the back, and they all turn and look it over and walk out the exit toward the rear of the building, and leaving that one smaller thief
He said that Beale was in this building. Is he lying to me?
No, he's not.
Good. Here's your coin. And I throw him on the floor. Just let him scatter so he has to pick them up piece by piece.
I didn't know you had heat with Waxy.
It is fine. My mistakes tend to catch up to me. It is not your fault.
I described you and he got real flustered. Thanks for the coin. He picks him up, scurries out.
I'm just gonna stand there for a while and look down at the blood.
And as you do, your friends cautiously walk in, and the four of you see a pool of freshly spilled blood on the ground in this empty, abandoned building. This wooden frame.
Are you all right?
I will be fine.
Okay.
What happened?
I had to coerce them to tell me.
Ugo comes up, starts looking you over. Medicine check, Jeff?
Say what? Perception check?
Medicine?
Oh, medicine. Sure, yeah. You have advantage from the Forgiving Clam, countered by Free Jorl.
Oh.
15?
It does look like there's a wound or two on your friend, but most of the blood is pretty clear as not his.
You did good. Well, not flawless, but good.
How many hit points you down?
20.
You get all 20.
Thanks.
Did you find out about Beale?
Yes, I know which building he is in.
You need a minute?
No, I'm fine.
It's me, Lily.
I recognize your voice, my love.
It's disguised as a guard / a nanny, so I wasn't sure.
They have those, right?
Flawless guard nanny. Yes. All right.
Okay, well, for Beale, again, I feel like only some of us should approach.
Yeah. Let's kiss the joint. Let's case the joint and make sure before we walk in there.
Gonna be alone?
Probably not.
Should we blow a kiss and find out?
Well, let's go there first, probably, right?
Yeah, let's kiss this joint.
We have to be there. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, case this joint.
All right, Civ, following the instructions, you know, and your, street smarts abilities, you are quickly able to find the building that was described. It is yet another in this area that doesn't seem to have been occupied recently. The area itself evacuated, abandoned, and a little run down, frankly. And as you approach it, you can let me know what you want to do as you approach it.
I think it would be best if I try to sneak up and see what is going on inside before one of us approaches.
Okay, but if you're gone longer than 5 minutes, I will cast a sending spell to you and check on you. I don't want you to be alone in there for very long.
Well, we can always use the amulet if you wish, instead of me going inside. Or sneaking around outside.
That's a good point. Blow a kiss, everyone.
Mwah.
What are we asking?
I would like to know where in this building Beale is, and is he alone?
That's two questions, but the first can be answered. Is
push my luck.
So you're approaching through the gaps between a number of buildings in this area. It's clear that this used to be a fairly upscale section of town that has been abandoned, probably due to the, almost undoubtedly due to the recent attacks from demons, the proximity to the wall, and as the amulet flashes and blinks twice, all of you immediately are aware that this character named Beal is not actually in the building itself, but behind it in an alley. And he seems to be, the vision in your head, he seems to be punching, pummeling.
Like boxing in the alley?
Or something worse.
Okay. I'll just sneak down to the edge of the building so I can peer around, using stealth, peer around and look to see what's happening.
All right. So
I think we're, because if we are, the rest of us are guards hanging back somewhat. Yeah.
Okay. Why don't we go to the map room?
Oh, no.
Oh, what? I wasn't expecting that.
Oh, no.
We've got a team holding back. Hanging back. Oops, hang on. I gotta get you guys there. Ooh. And which one is it? Which one? This one. Right? Everybody's there?
Yeah.
Looks like an alleyway. Oh,
All
boy.
right.
Pretty, though.
Very.
All right. So, Civ, as you kind of round this corner here, you hear definitely you hear noises from inside this structure with this long red roofed structure.
Right.
But the amulet has indicated that. Oh, I put the wrong. Hang on, that's not Beal.
I was like, Beal looks like a ninja.
Oh no!
Whoa.
Oh no!
That's a big deal.
Whoa.
He's a big Beal.
They did say he was big.
He did rip Lucerne's arms off.
Does he have a stogie? It's got a stogie hanging out of his mouth?
Yeah.
Nice.
Amazing.
It does look like an orc.
Or a large orc.
Yeah, or at least, part orc. Real big, big looking dude.
Okay.
Just to verify that he is 10 feet wide and 10 feet long.
No, he's a large.
Okay, woo! I was like, that's a big orc.
Yeah.
It could be like one of those ogre orcs that you have in your...
I just wanted to verify that that's what we were seeing.
Sorry.
You're good.
I think Is he large now or is he? Yeah.
That is
He's just
okay.
He's a regular, yeah.
Okay. So you see him standing behind this thing, sort of just like he's punching a punching bag, except it's not a punching bag. It's just like wood, just pummeling this.
He's just
wooden surface.
punching raw wood.
Yeah. He's got gloves on, right? His hands are protected, but he's just like working out. Pom, 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 pom.
I mean, at that point, I'll gesture for the others to come up, but then, be sneaky about it.
Should I ask him if he wants some bread? I think so. I feel like that's not a good strategy.
Maybe
he's hungry. He might be hungry. That's why he's
I'm gonna go down this way and go around.
Okay.
All right, I'll back up Civ and approach Civ.
I'm going to fish out some bread in case he's hungry.
Okay, just have it ready.
While they're doing that, Jeff, I'm gonna take out Mr. Whispers, who's a snake, and I'm gonna close my eyes and go inside of him, inside of his mind.
Yep.
And I'd like to have him slither over into that building.
Mm-hmm.
And snakes have blind sight.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, can I get if I have him slither all the way the length of that building, can I get an idea of how many people are in that building?
Yes.
If he's like underneath the floorboards or something?
Yeah. Roll me a... Well, yeah, you know what? I think he could take his time and take 20, supposedly. And you'd be able to find that there are 5 other individuals inside the building.
Okay.
Jeff, are there any windows on this building that we are up against?
On the building you're up against?
Yeah. I'll go around to the other side. Might want to take a peek if there's any windows on his way over there.
Yeah, these buildings, all of these buildings to the south here are also abandoned. Basically, it's this whole section has been evacuated, and some of the folks that were in Shantytown that managed to sneak their way in infiltrate the wall have holed up here and sort of taken up residence. But again, it's just squatting.
Right,
it's just squatting in these buildings. They didn't originally live here. I think it's pretty clear to everybody.
Can I roll perception just to like see from where we are if there's anyone else we can see?
Absolutely. You have advantage from a Lily Doublestuck fan.
Yay, thank you. I'll take that advantage. Yeah. Okay, 25.
25. Nice. Okay, so you're Lily, from where you are, you definitely note that there are bodies moving inside this building with the red roof straight across. It's hard for you to see exactly how many from where you are, but there's definitely bodies moving in there.
Okay. There's people there.
Okay. Civ, what exactly do you want
you
us
see
to
my
do?
eyes are closed.
We probably saw him pull out Mr. Whispers.
You saw a snake go across the road.
So when you're doing that, you
become a snake?
You can't hear or see, right?
No, not while I'm inside of his mind. So until he comes back or until I release the concentration, I don't hear or see anything. You can like grab me and shake me and I'll snap out of it.
No, I'll just turn to Lily and James. So the plan is to what? To capture and to question?
I don't think it needs to turn into a fight. I mean, if he sees guards, which we are, he might be somewhat prone to starting a fight. But also, I think maybe if we try to keep this as friendly as possible. I mean, listen, if we start a fight, the suggestion spell's less likely to work. So honestly, maybe just a straight approach.
In regards, approaching a ruffian.
Yeah, and just. Maybe we could say we're, hey, we're looking. I think
that's why Civ was going to go first, right? Because he's not dressed as a guard.
Sneakily, just kind of approach, and if we could get him to leave with us, just seemingly of his own accord, then no fight needed.
Okay, Fahima will start to heat up her bread so it wafts the delicious scent of freshly baked garlic and herb loaves over
style.
Yeah, prestidigitation and a bit of meep heat, just combining.
Is it a real bread? Where did you get this bread?
Get that good meep heat.
Oh, I conjured it, or just took it from somewhere.
All right.
I need to be within 30 feet to cast suggestion. So, and again, if we're fighting him already, it could make it harder. But we'll see. Okay.
At this point,
so all of you
I'm assuming I can.
Delicious bread. Right?
That smells so good for Ema, by the way.
At this point, I'm back to myself, Jeff.
Okay.
I'll immediately turn to you. There are 5 more inside of that building. I assume that is part of his gang.
Okay, we keep this inconspicuous then if we can.
I can try to lure him over with the promise of money, but that might not work.
The promise of bread seems a bit more secure. Everybody loves bread.
Bread meaning money?
No, literal. You do not smell it. It's not affecting you.
I wonder what that smell was. It's like garlic?
It's fresh bread.
And herb. Some special ingredients.
Do you think he is starving?
Jeff, is this wall surrounding the house? How high is it? This wall that we're kind of looking at.
Oh, it's a fence. So
it's a fence.
Yeah, it's you can imagine that this building maybe had been used for some sort of commerce. Maybe there were animals in here. Maybe this was an open air trading post, something like that. It's completely abandoned now, but this is a fence that seemed to be used to partition off this outdoor area. That was part of this property, whatever it was.
All right, listen, yes. If you could just get him down to within, to the corner, or we can, I can basically be right there and offer a handy suggestion.
Can I sneak to there?
Yeah, roll me a stealth check.
Before you move, I just want to whisper to you quickly, Civ, you know that I'm not the best in social situations, but I really want to help you, so tell me what to do.
Give me the bread.
How about I give you half the bread?
Okay.
She wants to negotiate.
Jeff,
She packs up a little basket of piping hot bread and sprinkles a little bit of Parmesan cheese on the top.
So wait, just so you know,
Look, I got the full costume. We play it off screen. Don't worry about it.
This is you've conjured this bread. You've conjured the bread.
Yes.
The moment you tear it in half, it disappears. Right? Any
I'm giving you the whole basket.
Conjure a loaf. Just conjure the
I'm
whole
giving you the
loaf.
whole basket. Here you go.
I would like to sneak up behind, basically be right behind Civ. I'm not going to follow him around the corner, but I would like to be as close to that corner as well.
All right, you can move yourself.
Can I?
But you guys want to be stealthy, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
don't
so
want to
Civ,
alert
roll me
anybody
stealth.
in the house.
James, roll me stealth. James, you
I'll
have
roll a
straight
stealth as
roll.
well.
31.
Fahima, you have advantage from 12 pint sips.
Thank you, 12 pints.
And guidance on myself. Did I have advantage? I'm so sorry.
You did not.
Okay, cool. Just advantage, or just guidance. Okay.
Hug goes over there going, James, you can hear me in my head. You can hear me in my head.
Billy, don't you move up with me?
Yeah, I can move up with you, or maybe I should go find Uggo.
16.
16. 11. Fahima, where are you moving?
I'm not going very far though. I'm just going up to here. Because I don't want to go past this opening, right? Because there's a bunch of people in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna just.
I'll
stay
move up
like
with.
here.
I'll move up with Fahima.
All right. So Fahima, as you move up to the opening, you kind of put your hand on the fence, and you hear it creak and move for a second, and then out from this interior, there's a individual that kind of comes out here and steps to right here, and looks out.
Fahima
Perception
ducks.
for that. All right. What was your stealth roll?
11.
My God.
Oh my gosh! I rolled a 10. I'm not even joking. I rolled a 10.
So dramatic.
A movie where they're like, well, I heard that.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
did.
Looks like just.
What's the Skyrim thing? Must have been the wind.
Yeah.
Just then a chicken comes through for no reason.
All right, and this character kind of moves back and back in here.
Must have been the wind.
Jeff, at that point, I'm going to walk around pretending to be munching on the bread and pretending to drink as well, as if I stumbled around that corner because I didn't know he was there. Like I'm a bum stumbling around the corner who's got bread that he just stole and a drink that he was just drinking.
All right, and you hear the last hit of a fist against plywood or wood, and this big orc in a hat, a big stogie in a vest turns to you, and he goes,
"Oh, sorry. I must have gotten lost."
He saunters over to you.
I'll intentionally make my knees shiver a little bit.
All right, roll me a deception check. Straight roll as far as I'm concerned.
Deception. Okay. 15?
Yeah.
You've lost.
Well, I just was trying to find a nice quiet place to eat my bread.
Nothing quiet round here.
Well, I was into my bread. I mean, it's delicious.
Well, turn around and walk away.
Wait,
Before
I know
I
you.
shove that bread. What?
Aren't you Beale? I've heard about you. You're famous.
You definitely haven't heard about me. Why am I famous?
Well, somebody told me that you were
What
the one.
somebody?
Well, a friend of mine. His name's Slim.
Slim.
Right.
I
anyways.
don't know any Slim.
Well, that's because he lived in Shantytown.
Don't know any Slim in Shantytown.
Jeff,
It's more of a nickname.
Jeff, I'm listening, because and hearing this, I step from around the corner which I'm within 30 feet. Perhaps I can suggest something.
As soon as he sees you, he starts to whistle, but then the suggestion spell begins.
By the way, the potion that I was drinking, or the thing that I was drinking, is not a potion, it's poison. So if this doesn't go well, I'm going to use it.
Okay.
You've had a stirring of your conscience lately, and you're feeling bad about that wizard from Nightstone that you murdered. So I suggest you follow us quietly, peacefully, and you relieve your conscience and confess to your crimes. That's it. Come on.
Wisdom saving throw. Straight roll.
16.
It's his bonus to his wisdom, though.
Probably not much.
I got a 12, and he has a +2.
Oh!
Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. And I wait for a moment, and then I hold out a hand as if to walk with me.
You see him reach out, and he's looking at his own hand, and he grasps yours. These big mitts, you know, these huge hands, gloves on them, bits of splinters stuck in the gloves from whacking away at this board that he had set up.
Nice day for a walk, don't you think? Come on.
He starts following you out.
I turn around in the corner and just make eye contact with Fahima, like, and
now,
then
he is not trying to be stealthy at all.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys are going directly past this section here.
Yeah.
Part of the suggestion was quiet.
Did you say quietly?
I did say quietly. Just come with us.
And if he's loud, Fahima would try to intervene as well.
I'm gonna roll a stealth check for him. He's gonna try to be quiet.
Oh my god.
That's cocked. Oh, that's a 10. These guys' passive perception.
If they have any bonus at all, it's better than a 10.
Yeah, right. As he's trying to be quiet, but he's not doing a very good job of it. He's big, lumbering dude, big old orc. Mm-hmm. And you hear some movement from inside. Oi, Bale! You alright?
Fahima will jump into action and cast invisibility on the three of them.
Alright.
So that'll be... I'll figure out the spell slot for that.
And Civ and James, you immediately see your own body turn translucent and look back and see Beal the same way, completely invisible.
Beal? Keep walking.
All right. They keep.
Lily has heard Beal speak because I was around the corner. Yeah.
Yeah.
So because I can impersonate any voice, will say
the actor feat, right?
Yeah. Doing fine. Just punched the wall a little too hard.
All right. Yes. You hear the person go, all right. Go back inside.
Sounds reasonable.
Totally legit.
Told you not to punch that wall.
All right. So Beal is following you as you all walk out and back down south through this alleyway.
If we get a little far, I will basically turn back towards Fahima. I was like, okay, and the invisibility. As soon as we get out of like earshot and eye shot, is that a thing? Of the house. Sight.
Well, I can take one of either Fahima or Lily by the hand so that they know where to go, because they're not going to be able to follow us while we're invisible unless they're just going by sound. You know what I mean?
Well, I am.
Oh, yeah.
We can follow the smell of garlic or bread.
It also makes it impossible for Beal to follow the instructions of his suggestion, which is follow you.
Okay. Come on. Fahima.
He's just
what? Are you asking me to drop it?
What happens if
Well, he's taking his hand, though. Couldn't he just pull him by the hand at that point?
Oh, yeah, he does that. You down out of his hand.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Are you asking me to drop it?
I mean, just a little. Basically, I'll get a little bit down the alleyway. Okay, drop it, Fahima, please.
Okay, are you sure you don't want to sneak him out?
Just a little further, I guess, like half a block.
How are you going to get him through the city?
Well, if we're magically invisible throughout the city and then we appear there, that basically ruins the entire ruse, doesn't it?
Oh, you find an alley somewhere.
Okay, that.
If you want, I'm just saying.
We're guards. We're escorting him to the prison. That's completely reasonable. If we're invisible, that raises suspicions.
Okay. She drops invisibility.
All right.
Just a baker, following some guards. Everything's totally normal.
Sean, we can leave the
love
map
bread.
room. Thank you. You guys have managed to avoid a fight there.
And
which is pretty
since I
impressive.
am your husband, I also love you.
Oh, good. I was about to go look for you.
Oh, our nanny's here. The kids, you're not what? Where are the kids?
We've
if you're not
lost the
watching?
Oh
kids.
no, Nanny, where have the kids gone?
Oh, we have to go find. Guards, we've lost our children. We'll follow you.
And I basically let's go to the prison, I guess.
To the prison, or are you going to Persta or the prison? Because there's two separate
Persta?
places.
Yeah, Persta.
Persta. Let's go to the chief regent's house or the chief regent's office, wherever that would be.
Okay.
Because it's the middle of the day, so.
Oh my God, I can't.
Actually,
believe
we
we're
could
doing
just go to
this.
jail, right? We could take him to jail and he can confess there. Do we need to go to Persta specifically? Whatever, it's fine. We can go to Persta. That's
Let's
fine.
go to
You
Persta.
guys.
No.
Let's go to
I
Persta.
mean,
The idea was to try to convince her to drop the moratorium.
Yeah,
right?
I get it.
I mean,
get it.
he can go and prison himself, and that doesn't. I don't know if
No,
that helps.
let's go to Persta.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
Before we go to Persta, do we want to maybe not carry everything with us everywhere? In case we get sent to prison?
I won't be going in. I'm sorry, but I don't have a magical spell cast on me, and to be honest with you, the reason why all of this happened is because of Vic. So
Hang back. Just keep an eye on us.
I think it would be smart for at least one of us to stay behind, and makes the most sense for it to be me because I'm like this.
I agree.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Take some of these things.
Just the gods and a baker.
Yeah, anything you guys want me to hold in case you get arrested? Give it to
Sim's
me
just
and
holding like 18 jackets.
Well, I have a bag of holding, so
that's true.
I'm the
I'll
perfect
give
guy
you
to
I'll
hold your
give
stuff.
you the exploding ring and the shield. And yes,
What about
exploding
your
ring.
book? What about your evil book? They
I
find that on you and it's game over.
I do give you the hilt as well. That needs to go in the bag of holding
Okay.
regardless, because
Okay.
it
I
needs
give you
to
the maul.
hide the mark. the
without
signature.
without the book, there's a lot I can't do, so I'm gonna hold on to
Okay.
the book for now.
All
I'll
right.
give you a maul, a potion of healing, a bunch of crustacean hammers.
The belt? Do you give him the belt?
No, I keep the belt on. It's under
Okay.
my
I mean, and
clothes.
you'd have to take off all your clothes in order to
Right.
do it. So.
That's true. You were very specific about that.
I basically
Give me
you
1
everything-
second.
I give you
Whoa!
everything that isn't the shield and one of my lightningers.
I go as like that thing in the video game where you just, unequip all. It's just
go.
a character model in underpants.
Does seeming disguise Meep?
No.
You did not specify that.
No, I don't think. I think it can only be 5 people.
Humanoids?
I think it's people, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Civ wasn't disguised. 1, 2.
I think it's
That's
as long
true,
as the
that's
same similar.
your body
thing,
can't.
right?
Your body can't change. Like
Right. So you could disguise it as another bird. Just
Yeah,
not
could she be a raven? Because
Yeah.
Otherwise,
You can't change a target's body type, so you must choose a form that has the same basic arrangement of limbs.
So
Or
another
maybe she's
bird.
just like a village chicken.
That sits on your shoulder? Sure.
No.
What?
She,
I'm not gonna fight it.
No. Meepa's walking below. She's walking by Fiuma's ankles as a village chicken.
The
okay.
baker and the chicken.
Yeah.
Perfectly.
I
perfectly
will.
Not no city chicken.
No.
Village chicken.
The village.
No,
Guys,
this one
I know
can
the
take care
name.
of itself.
Well,
Her
I
name
guess
is Cheap.
Well done.
Oh my gosh.
That's some sort of big city chicken.
Oh, we don't have chickens like that around these parts.
Small town
Obviously a village chicken.
That chicken can fly.
Right. Sorry for the diversion. Okay.
Okay. Lily will take off the amulet, I guess.
Ooh.
Wow. Give it to Civ.
I'll hold it. Yeah. I'll wear it though.
And I'll put it on Civ.
Yeah. Sure. And I'll tuck it underneath my armor and everything.
Ooh, now you have both the items, the hilt and the amulet.
Now's my chance to rebel against the party and run away because I got everything now.
All trust.
Civ, it looks like we trust you.
Yeah.
Where should we meet
was
you?
alive all along. It was all a ruse.
Vic's like, let's go. Where should we
All right.
meet you, Civ? Back at Nightstone?
I'll just wait for you not far from the building. I need to
Right.
know if you're going to be arrested, so I'll
Just
just be
be
hanging out
careful.
on a street corner.
If you don't hear from us in an hour, oh gosh, I don't know. Okay.
Oh, you'll hear from me in an hour.
Okay. All right. Come on.
Okay.
All right, so you all make your way through the city. Is there a particular route that you want to go, James? Are you trying to hide or avoid crowds? What is the process by which you make your way? 'Cause it's not near.
We are guards escorting a criminal, and the suggestion does work for 8 hours. So we have some time, but I don't think we need to be super inconspicuous either. So sure, avoiding large crowds, but also not sneaking through the alleyways either.
Okay. So there definitely are people who eye you as you move through the city, but you manage to make your way south and west, and you head toward where Persta Samuel's compound is. I guess compound has a weird connotation, but it is, it's a structure. It's a guardhouse. It's a barracks. It's a government building where she resides, but also there are training. It's a fortified place. It has a lot of guards in training and guards on duty, and there are a lot of weapons in play. I mean, it has a full armory and battery there. It is, in contrast to some of the cities you've been in where the leader of the city lives in opulence or lives in luxury. This is very much a working leader who is in charge of security, handles that with a seriousness and discipline that is unmatched. So that is the location that you come to, and you walk up to this huge structure with portcullis blocking the front gate. And as you arrive in front of that huge stone structure, broad and tall, with I don't know what those called, the kind of spiky pillars that rise up. This is very much a stronghold within the center of the city. And as you arrive there, that's where we will end tonight.
I knew it.
Great.
I knew it.
Great.
I don't like that.
How is a baker gonna get in? I will think about that for a week.
This is our baker. She's with us.
Your witness.
You're the one.
Yeah.
Bread. All right.
I'm just
Bring
here with bread.
out your bread.
Here's bread to chicken.
Listen, we can't lose this lady until she sells this last loaf of bread, so you are going to have to address that first.
Not interested in the bread. We'll take the village chicken, though.
Not for sale.
All right. That was fun. We got a balloon by
Woo!
Empty Pez Dispenser. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. What a
Nice.
great name.
So that was a Force of Evil balloon. We also got a yam tonight. So that brings the tug of war to Team Force of Good, 8%.
Oh!
What?
Evil, 92%.
Oh!
That is a spanking, the likes of which we've never had on the show.
What?
Wow.
What? So
Wow.
next week, a Force of Evil card will be in effect through the entire episode.
It'll be fine,
Tune
I'm
in
sure.
for that. And if you want to submit a Force of Evil or a Force of Good card, for that matter, you are more than welcome to do so. We love getting those submissions. Also, as I said throughout the show, or at the beginning of the show, we are made possible because of Patreon and the generous donations of our patrons. We are grateful for that. And there's really cool rewards for all the different tiers. There's bonus content. There's a whole other show we do called the Dungeon Cooldown, which is super fun. Really fun episode this week. I enjoyed listening to very much.
I bet you did, Jeff, because it was all Jessica and I theorizing about what could the secrets that Jeff be keeping from us for like a solid hour.
Really good. I enjoyed it.
Did we get anything right?
It was all of it was right.
Is Lord Ereban Conroy
right.
Tig? I think that was my favorite one. Same person.
One of the things that we do for the Patreon is the very top tiers. We have these Chrono Dragons that are incredible. Thank you, Chrono Dragons.
References needed. Change box. We love you.
Wow. So grateful for that just unfathomably generous donation. But the next tier is the Team Force of Good and Team Force of Evil tiers, and those, in addition to the Chrono Dragons, get their names read out at the end of each episode. But not in the normal way. Not in just a boring old rote list. No. We turn it into a game.
What?
Where our merry band of adventurers will take a theme that is submitted by you, the patrons, and read out the names in that theme. So, this week, let me roll the die and see who's up first.
Can I just say that I'm my mind is always blown when our plans actually work. I'm still struck by that a plan actually just worked.
Love when a plan comes together.
We love it. We rarely see it.
All right. I got a 4. Who's the 4?
That would be Ronald Ogden.
Ronald Ogden. All right. Both of the submissions this week are from a concerned citizen of Ain.
Nice. Extra concerned.
The Force of Good is a cooking show with a chef making a fancy recipe.
Nice.
Hello, and welcome to the Fancy Recipe Cooking Show. I'm your host, Armando89. And today we're going to make our most favorite of all the Hadrian X style recipes, a Wilbro Jr. Okay, so first you're going to need at least a half cup of Fenduryl.
Honey, do we have Fenduryl in the cabinet? I don't think we do.
You've got to make sure it's fresh. It can't be just sitting around in your cabinet for a month on end. You've got to get it fresh and freshly chop it, much like, and here's the piece de resistance when you do it, is you have to scream, I are Mukau! I are Mukau!
Who can get fresh Fenduryl in this economy?
It really unlocks everything inside the Duryl, especially if it's fresh and fen. Now, I got this recipe from the amazing Gold family. I went over there once for Thanksgiving, and they just had this Wilbro Jr. sitting right on the table, and I looked right at and was like, just Jules? Like you put them all around the whole meal? I didn't even know jewels were edible. They were. Now, you're going to want to be very careful because kitty scritches are a thing. Cats seem to be attracted to the Duryl of fen inside the meat.
A disclaimer comes across the bottom of the screen. Jewels are not edible. Producers apologize. Please do not eat jewels. Armando doesn't know what she's talking about.
Now, look. While you're cooking, you always need to eat a little bit of... Uh-oh. Things changed on me. I hear you. That's what's happening.
We can hear you.
There we go. Now I can hear you. I apologize. I've had a little bit too much sherry this evening. I apologize.
Cut to the camera operator.
No, why is there a camera on the camera operator? Oh, gosh.
We even set that camera there.
Oh gosh, I hate
what
producing
I love
the show.
to do when I drink too much sherry is scream, the dungeon run, yay! now back to the Wilbro Jr. You got to make sure you have your pinch of Brava, a half tablespoon of cold candor, not warm, cold candor. It's very important. I understand. It's a lot like wheat, or a flour, but you have to make sure it's cold, otherwise it doesn't get thick. Like Bob Harris, Harris, like a hanging sausage of Bob Harris, just thick and delicious.
What?
Please don't cut to the sausages.
You've never had Mickey
don't
Wolf?
Cut to it.
You never had Mickey Wolf's famous Bob Harris sausage?
Amazing.
Oh, I'm thinking of Bob Evans, not Bob Harris. I've had way too much sherry. Oh, poor monkey. I just don't know what to do with myself in here. It's so warm. Who else is drinking sherry on this show? Is it just me? Oh, boy. Okay. All right. Now, you make sure you get your beaker par. You call it a beaker par because it is a beaker of about 3 to 4 average lengths of liquid inside. All right. And now, the best part is the mixer. You got to make sure you have your Dawnbreaker 1990. That's the year it came out. Good year for Dawnbreaker. Great year. It's a great year. Now, this is a little bit of a strange thing, but I add a half cup of Idakai every time. I know it comes from an octopus and it's black and inky and you're right with it, but it tastes delicious. And finally, when you're finished and you're eating it, you can just enjoy how much you feel like a desert wanderer. Because it's dry.
Armando 89's fancy cooking show brought to you by Sherry.
Well done.
So good.
Ronald Ogden, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, man.
That's my second favorite. After the Kiki round ball.
I mean, the legend of round ball Kiki is, yeah.
I also rolled a 5, which I believe is
Katie Michaels.
Katie Michaels. Again, this one was also submitted by a concerned citizen of Ain. This is a lifeguard managing unruly pool users who are not following the rules.
Oh, yes.
This is a little too real.
All right.
I feel like Katie maybe has actually done this.
Hey. If you all are down to clown, I'm going to J-rock you right out of the pool, okay?
He took my noodle.
No. It's right on the list here. You can't down to clown because you might hit your head. All right? Okay. And then we'll have another Gorp and Blade situation and I'll have to do all the paperwork.
I hit my head!
I definitely don't want you to do paperwork.
Okay, listen, it's a lot of paperwork. Everybody, if you could Fernando the Jackal if you stay away from the sides of the pool, all right?
Fernando!
All right?
Jackal!
Okay. Oh my gosh. Forest Elf 86. No. You can't die from the high one. Your mom told me you can't die from the high one.
Kids got the strangest names these days, don't they? I swear.
Ready, Mom?
It's that social media.
Shiny A-Bib.
Okay. I think I'm nuts. Oh.
Jackal!
Oh my goodness. Listen, everybody, I just need to remind you can't be down to clown because then you're all going to become students of Grimm and I'm going to have to do the paperwork.
Oh, man.
Truly, I feel like I'm treated here like an expendable crew and no one's listening to me. Not one person.
I'm still down to clown, though.
No, I said don't down to clown.
Oh!
Fernando!
Jackal!
All right, you know what? It's open swim. Do whatever you want.
Oh, my goodness.
Well done.
I think there was. Did we miss a couple? I think. Wait. Did we not say I think I'm nuts?
No,
did we?
Did.
I said it.
She said it.
Oh,
she
did.
I think I'm nuts. Yep.
Okay, great. Okay, great.
We got them all, baby.
And we said your past decisions. Okay, great.
Okay.
Thank you all for that generous support. Hopefully that is some fun reward for you. We really, really appreciate you.
Fernando Jackal is so funny.
It's all the rage with kids nowadays.
I'm here, and I just want to say I regret my past decision.
That's you. That's her having to apologize after the fact when they aired the episode.
Armando 89, get back there.
My name is Armando 89, and I regret your past decisions. Okay.
Well done.
Oh my gosh, I used to be a lifeguard, but now I'm a producer for this show.
It's a crossover.
No, why do we have a camera on the cameraman? So what is he listening to?
Who set that camera up there?
I thought it was a selfie cam. All right. That's it for this episode of The Dungeon Run. We are grateful that you hung out with us. We're here every Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Pacific time at twitch.tv/The Dungeon Run. Also, consider being a patron. It's really wonderful. We're pushing toward that 500 patron mark. I think we can do it. I really believe in us.
And we got some more cool stuff coming for sure.
Yeah.
We got some
bonus shows that are going to be special and patron specific. We got cool extra content.
Merch discounts. Yes, for sure.
Patreon.com/The Dungeon Run. We'll see you next week. Until then, humankind.
Be both. You're doing great, Jorl.
Great. It started.
As a simple dungeon run. As a simple dungeon run.